Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Have to clear my throat. Baba Booey was in some weird clearing throat thing today when he was explaining to me what was on our agenda. Every minute he was like, uh-oh. But a lot of phlegm. Oh, I was going to throw up.
It's that time of year.
It's phlegm time.
Boff, I'm having a hard day.
He announced it? Because
No.
even I'm like a little dry this morning.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you got a cold.
No, it's just I didn't have any moisture. And
Too many berries.
Too many berries.
You need to eat something.
Too many berries.
You need to eat a bird
Have
or
a sandwich.
Yeah, if I eat a piece of chicken, this will go away.
you need to eat a fish or something.
You need
Something living.
You need a
squirrel.
roast beef and provolone.
People are now eating squirrels.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm sure Richard's dad.
Oh, I'm
squirrel.
sure he's eaten lots of things. Roadkill.
He told us he had squirrel. Like when we first met Richard, I think he said his father eats squirrels.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's been like a common thing for a while.
Well, what happened was there was a warning put out that you shouldn't eat squirrels because, well, my warning would be don't eat them because they're rats.
I mean, yeah.
With fluffy tails.
They look filthy.
But they are. But the warning was that they were very toxic, that they were filled with lead.
Yeah.
And then
Where did they pick up lead?
Well, that's the funny part of the story. I guess some researchers were seeing if it was safe to eat squirrel. Uh-huh. So they put their guts basically in a blender and blend them up, and they looked around and they saw that there was high levels of lead. What they failed to realize at first was that the blender had lead in it. And so the squirrels are fine to eat. I just want you to know that. Did you guys eat squirrel?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy in the paper said, it doesn't taste like chicken, it tastes like squirrel.
It is. I didn't like it. I ate it when I was a kid, and I didn't. It reminds me of rabbit, if you've ever had rabbit. It's kind of similar, like real dark.
Well, isn't rabbit
meat.
supposed to be like a French delicacy, though? Don't is that true?
Yeah, but a lot of
Howard, I don't know. I've never been to Jean Georges.
Yeah.
One guy said that he enjoys the leg of the squirrel, the hind leg.
Ooh.
That's the best part?
Yeah.
Well, that would be the most muscular.
Yeah, your dad, like, he knows no fear. Like, he'll eat anything that lives.
Well, the town that he grew up in, he introduced squirrels to that area.
He made squirrel raviolis.
Well, I guess he
What does he mean he introduced
he caught a squirrel.
I guess never heard of squirrel before?
Well, no, there were no squirrels in this town he grew up in.
He was a squirrel importer.
Yeah, he did, really. He got squirrels from, I don't know, out of Missouri or something.
Johnny Squirrel Seed.
And he brought squirrels into this town, and they started reproducing. And in a few years, he said they were everywhere, and that's when they started hunting them.
So your father's the direct opposite of St. Patrick. He marched the rats into a town.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there are going to be any statues erected to him.
I can't imagine.
Dang.
I cannot imagine eating a squirrel.
Look,
I mean, if I was
had
really hungry,
right,
I'd eat anything, but...
But in New York City and stuff, they're kind of like you see them in Central Park, and they're real cute and stuff. But out in the wild, you just see them running around in trees. They're more kind of like wild animals out there.
How many do you have to kill to put together a decent meal? I would think you'd have to eat like six or seven of them.
70.
Well, I mean,
I'll take
if
two
you're
squirrels.
70 makes a nice squirrel salad.
How many do you have to kill to eat for two?
Probably 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
I'd say 1 squirrel per person.
You can get that much meat off of a squirrel?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're a little meatier than they look.
No kidding. I would be more ashamed of that than cannibalism.
Yeah, I'd rather eat a person.
I just saw a documentary about the Donner Party.
Right.
And for years their family wanted to prove that no, they didn't eat the other people. And supposedly one of the women who was a descendant of one of the ones who survived said, "Oh no, now scientists have proven that we didn't eat other people. My great-grandfather didn't eat another person. But to me, I'd rather eat another person than a squirrel."
Right.
Isn't it
What
really
were they
hard?
eating?
Isn't it really hard to kill a squirrel? Like, I mean, to actually take your rifle and hit it? Have you ever shot one?
I haven't, but my dad does.
You said your
hit it?
father's a great shot.
Yeah.
And your dad can hit it from how far away?
Well, they're probably about 20 to 25 feet up in a tree.
Headshot?
And well, no.
If you hit him in the body, it's almost like all the meat's gone.
But yeah, it'll kind of ruin the meat. But yeah, it'll still knock him out of the tree if you hit him in the body. But you want to try and get the head. But
What are you using?
probably a 308 or something like that, like a rifle or a 22. But
And your dad can hit a squirrel on the run? Mm-hmm. Wow.
My dad has amazing eyesight. Like, we'll be driving down the road, and he can see a squirrel out of the corner of his eye in a tree that's like half a mile away.
And will he run out of the car and kill it just so he'll have dinner that night?
No, not usually. He'll just say, hey, look over there. You see that squirrel? Or he'll see a deer from a mile away without even, like, just driving down the road
He's a real
off
hunter.
the side. Yeah.
That's his thing.
Like, he notices animals all around him without even looking for them.
Well, who do you think would be better at survival, Chuck Zito or his dad?
Who do you want, like, if you're stranded in the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you want Richard's dad, but in an urban setting, you want Chuck Zito.
Mm-hmm.
I think
They're
Chuck.
different kinds of animals.
Yeah, because Chuck will organize people and get them doing everything for him.
I think Chuck will have better stories too. I'm Richard's father. He's got some great
Richard.
stories. I bet.
He's
Right?
got some wild ones.
Richard, grab the wheel. I'm going to get us dinner. So, did your dad ever pull over and go, I'll get dinner, and then just like shoot some stuff?
Not really, because he's more of a sportsman. He'd go, if he sees it on the side of the road and goes to get it, that's not really a sport. He'd rather go out in the woods and spend a day, going after the animal. That's more sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool. Like, does he have certain rules of fishing too? Like,
real rules.
No, not really. Not fish aren't like the same. Fish aren't as hard to get.
me and a bunch of my buddies at the Jersey Shore when I was in high school, we had this rowboat we took out by the Barnegat Bridge, and it was nighttime, and we would shine a flashlight on the water, and the crabs would swim up to the light, and we'd net them. And we got busted. The Coast Guard came and said, you can be arrested for that because it's not sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
There are rules that you got to give
fair.
It's not fair to the crab.
And there's something called noodling that's only legal in Oklahoma.
You told us about that.
Where you go and grab the catfish out of their holes in the water when they're spawning. They're like laying their eggs in these holes in a certain time of year, and people can go reach into these holes, feel around, they'll feel a catfish and grab its mouth and pull it out. No. Sometimes the catfish are like 80 pounds, and there's people in Kansas you'll see with their fingers missing, or in Oklahoma with their fingers missing, because they reached in and grabbed a turtle,
Wow.
Happened there. But
imagine losing your finger to a turtle.
So that's what all
I
those
can't
missing
imagine.
fingers are about.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I knew what the missing teeth were from. I didn't know what the missing fingers were from.
Usually noodling,
I thought they were all shop teachers.
Yeah, your old man's something else, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the guy you want, like your father was in Vietnam, too. So that's the kind of guy who goes. Like, they get these tough motherfuckers out there.
But then when they get back from Vietnam, they all move to, like, Kansas and get in the rural
Because then
area.
they can still hunt and
Still kill shit.
Well, when I was growing up, all I ate was catfish because he fished all the time. Quail, we ate a lot of quail because he loved to quail hunt.
Pigeons.
Raccoon. We never ate pigeons. They were too much. I mean, pigeons, I think, carry a lot of disease. Mm-hmm. So we never ate pigeons, but just all wild game. That's what we lived on when I was a kid.
Raccoons is the one that I cannot believe.
Yeah.
That just looks like nasty
It's
shit.
actually
you
good.
might as well be eating a ton of squirrels. That's horrible.
The squirrel is a little nastier than raccoon.
Should Dad and
for
Mom
some
ever go
reason.
to the supermarket and just get like a steak or something? To
Oh,
eat?
yeah, they do that too. Yeah, like my dad makes an awesome hamburger too, but just it's so much cheaper and they love the sport and of hunting and fishing.
What do you mean? What does your mom do in all this?
Oh, you never watched the special on his family.
No.
She's got a huge part in this. I mean, the dad goes out and kills it. He takes it back to this house of horrors. I mean, the barn, and then that's where he skins them. And then you can watch that whole. There's a special on Howard TV. I don't know if it's still up there because we rotate shows a lot. But there was one with Richard's parents, and then the dad skins him. And once he skins him, then it's over to Mom. Mom prepares the whole thing, cooks the whole thing. I mean, she spends all day on it because you got to get that squirrel and raccoon taste out of that meat. I mean, you just can't fry that up and eat it.
Is that right?
Yeah, she stews it for the whole day. There's onions. There's all kinds of crap.
Beer.
In
Sometimes you put it in beer.
yeah, you spend the day trying to get rid of the fact that you're eating a raccoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to get rid of what it is to get it down.
It's vile.
I like to use cast iron. It seems to cook a little faster than your fancier stuff. Cut it down in smaller pieces. It cooks even faster. Okay, I'm going to cut up that about half a cup of onion to stick in there, and some garlic powder, a couple of bay leaves. There we go. And it's set on 400, and it'll take about an hour for everything. I wrapped up some potatoes and my baked beans. We're going to shred this. That way incorporate all the barbecue sauce into it, and it looks more like barbecue beef. And I have fooled a lot of people by telling them, by not telling them it was pink. Crock pot with barbecue sauce. It's nice and spicy. Get it all warmed up and just add that to it. Sauce already heated, so shouldn't be much longer. And then it's served.
But when you think about it, like how
but you got to do it.
How is a chicken that much different than a raccoon?
You want to know something? It really isn't. It's a bird. You're eating a bird.
Yeah.
Every time I say that, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, you guys are eating birds now.
Like chickens actually.
I don't do it anymore.
Chickens actually probably eat as much junk and gross stuff as raccoons.
It's all It's all when you think about what we're doing, like something with a face and eyes, and we eat.
And it's hard sometimes growing up on a farm because we have pet chickens. Like we had one named Shithead, and we had chickens that are tamer that we won't eat, but it's still hard when you get attached to a chicken and then you're eating chicken that
And I'm
night.
sure you've eaten a lot of Shithead's friends.
Yeah,
That's weird, making one a pet and then eating the other ones.
Well, when I was a kid, we had a calf that was my pet for about a year.
And then what?
Then he had to go bye-bye and go to the... But
Did you beg your dad not to eat him?
I didn't beg, but I cried like when we put him in the trailer to take him away. And
what'd you like? That's pathetic and heartbreaking.
Right.
Did your dad like respond at all?
Yeah, but
Did he make you eat it?
I did eat it. Yeah.
He said to you, "You have to eat it."
No, I didn't say I had to, but I just did. That's when you're on a farm. That's kind of part of life. You know, I used to feed all the animals, so I knew I was attached to all
Does it
the
make
animals.
you sad to think about that?
It
You
does.
eat all your little friends.
Yeah.
Makes me sad that a calf is pretty evolved. You know, they can even follow commands, and they can they think kind of like my dog. I will say to my dog, my dog has a bed on the other side of the apartment because she snores. And I go, Bianca, go to bed now, and I'll get you in the morning. And she gets up, and she walks over to her bed. I mean, she's pretty
And now
evolved.
you're going to eat her?
That's what I mean. Like, doesn't the calf, even respond to somebody? Like, when the calf would see you, would it get excited?
It would come over to me, and I could pet it, and I would go out in the field and see it. But when we bought the calf, we bought it specifically for eating. It wasn't bought. If it was bought as my
that,
pet.
but how old were you? You were a little kid.
I was probably 10 or 11.
Yeah, you don't understand that.
Yeah.
You see this wonderful little creature, and
could you imagine eating Bianca?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, one day we go, well, we're hungry.
But I wasn't as close to this calf as you are to Bianca.
Right.
But it was something that I would go feed every day and pet. And, usually you're not petting your food before you eat it.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a hard
Well, you
one.
talk about what chickens eat. That special I saw on Killer Ants. They got into this village and they got into the chicken coop. These ants and the chicken were eating all the killer ants. They'll eat anything. It's true. I mean, there's.
Did the calf have a name?
I think like Caffey or something.
The naming of the animals out there is really crazy.
Yeah, you're as bad at naming animals as I was. I had little pets. I told you my frog was Dainty Jainty.
See, but that's a
made no
little
sense.
creative.
But the Caffey is really bad. I mean, Dainty Janie isn't much better, but Caffey.
We were just lazy when it came to names.
I'm going to name, what is this again? A cow? I want to name him Cowie.
And we had, me and my
This
sister.
here's Froggy.
Me and my sister were.
Yeah, you just put an IE on everything.
This is Chicken.
Caddy.
Chatty.
Me and my sister were in 4-H, so we'd get hogs every summer to raise for the county fair, and hogs are the same as cows. Like if you raise them, they get kind of tame. And
they say pigs
are very intelligent.
Are smarter than dogs.
Yeah.
They're great pets, but these hogs would get huge. I mean, several hundred pounds. So we couldn't really keep them as pets, but we'd take them to the county fair and then show them, like at a show where we win ribbons. But then it was so sad because at the end of the county fair, all the big trucks come in to take the pigs away. And you see just all these kids that are so sad that their hogs are going off to the slaughterhouse.
It was like Schindler's Pigs.
It was. It's
And
really
did you feel
sad.
like, gee, maybe I could save one of the pigs, or
Well, I mean,
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably keep them, but the whole point of doing it was they get a certain age, and it's just time for them to be food.
And they're poor people; they need the money or the food.
Well, that was it too. That was a big part of our income. Me and my sister would sell these pigs at the county fair. They'd bring like $250 a piece. And so me and my sister each get $500. That's a
lot of money.
Lot of money. Plus, feeding a pig is really expensive.
Right.
I mean, you can feed them scraps and stuff too, but mostly we'd buy these big feed bags that were really expensive.
Yeah, so you got to make a return on your investment.
Yeah.
Bacon tastes too good to save those pigs, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's tough, man. Eating your pet.
Seems like a lot of hard work just to,
When
gut
It's
the
a
animal.
different lifestyle
Yeah.
out there, definitely.
When you ate Caffey, were you like thinking the whole time, this is Caffey?
No, not really. I mean, I was a kid, so after a week or so, I
How long
kind of was
before
over
Caffey
it.
hit the table?
Probably a week, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
your
can't
dad
really
killed it and then
remember.
it took a week to eat Caffey?
No, my dad wouldn't kill it. He would they took it to the
Butcher?
Butcher, yeah. And
Your dad wouldn't kill Caffey? He would pay someone to do that?
yeah, I mean,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, he can't. I don't.
He doesn't
he's
know how to
never-
kill a calf?
No, that's like brutal. I think I don't. Most people can't do something like that.
Yeah, but then you got to pay some dude. Your dad didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, but
You know,
it was a lot cheaper than buying the beef at the store. That's why we did it, because the butcher didn't charge much, and you could get a ton, like a year's worth of meat
Off a calf.
off of a cow or a calf. Yeah.
Really? A year's? What do? You freeze it?
We had a deep freeze, yeah. But that's just that's a whole different thing when you kill like that. Killing a cow or like a pig, that's something most farmers don't do. They take it to the butcher to do it. Because
Wow.
that's like really, really hard to do. Real sad.
Jeez.
Sorry to bum you out.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of funny to me.
It's kind of funny.
But that's the whole story of Silence of the Lambs.
I mean, I don't. Talk about great birthday gifts. Shuley got me the best gift of anybody.
Which is?
He entered me in a Bacon of the Month club.
See, that's the problem with these movies, like Jerry Seinfeld's Bee movie, and now they even like try to make bees nice little things. Like now, everything becomes like human-like when you take these animals and you start putting
Well, after I
human
saw,
attributes to them.
like when Babe came out, that pig was so cute. I never wanted to eat bacon again after that.
I don't eat bacon. I
Where is
I don't
Babe?
eat it much.
I don't eat
but-
the pigs or the cows, or it's too highly evolved for me. Chickens are probably too highly evolved. I'm starting to get turned off to that.
Oh, come on. Chicken tastes good.
I love it. What am I
I
going to do?
gave it all up. It's fine.
But you
Yeah.
never.
Well, you might go back.
No,
You know,
I
it's
won't.
funny because I had dinner with my daughter last night. My oldest daughter's like you know.
Yeah.
She's probably eating nothing. Looking at that tofu, and then she says, I'm thinking of going back to.
I don't eat tofu even.
Yeah,
That's too
and
evolved for me.
And she actually doesn't like tofu either.
Right.
She says, but I'm mostly into vegetables, but I'm, running out of things to eat. I'm starting to think about some fish and chicken. I go, I'm some father. I go, order yourself some chicken. Come on. I'd be honored if you did it in front of me. If you're going to do it in front of me. Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
guys
funny.
are all back here. It's like Robin's like, she like quit smoking 3 weeks ago. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
right.
Just,
All right.
I'm just
She's
telling
trying.
you.
you're totally
I'm-
going to eat that stuff again, Robin.
Sure.
What
I've gone
about
to restaurants with Robin where we order some fish. That woman, I've never seen her have sex, but I've never seen a happier face when she's eating that.
Right.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
gourmet cooking, so that's what we were eating. It wasn't a fish with the bones in and the head on.
No.
So you cut out fish? Did you cut out milk and cheese?
Everything
Wow.
that comes from an animal.
Now listen to her. She has a cold.
I don't have
Really working.
Have
My
a roast
nose
beef
is
sandwich.
stuffy.
No.
Have a roast beef sandwich.
You're getting a cold. I see what's going on.
Fine, we'll see. I'll be fine.
What is that voice today?
Kill a calf.
It's my nose being stuffed out.
Nah. Too many animals.
From too dry air.
You need
All
some.
those colonics. You're still getting a cold.
You need some cashew parmesan.
Look, you're eating fish and chicken. You get colds.
But
Nah.
like I go to the strip house and I'll get a big steak with the sauces and everything. It's the greatest thing ever. You never miss that.
No, I never liked it as a kid. It used to I used to gag on it. My mother would force me to stand there and eat the fucking steak. I would just. It was,
But you've had to have been to like a gourmet steakhouse, right? They had a filet mignon or something.
I don't even remember it.
Oh man.
I don't even remember
A
it.
good steak, you shouldn't have to put all the sauce on it.
Well, I know I'm kind of redneck, I guess, so I love
You
sauce.
got a nice
but-
steak at like one of these great steakhouses in New York. You shouldn't put A1 all over that.
No, I don't. Some of the
Probably one of Caffey's relatives.
I know.
I'm thinking about poor little
A
Caffey.
descendant.
How old was Caffey when
When you ate
you ate him?
Well, he was still a calf, but he was probably about. I mean, I considered him a calf. I guess he was probably about a year old, maybe.
Wow.
It's been so
How
long.
much did he weigh?
Probably maybe 800, 900 pounds, something like
When
that.
you
or
would call,
1,000
when you would
pounds.
say, "Hey, Caffey, come here. It's Richard."
Yeah.
Would he walk over to you? Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
and then he would shit on your foot.
And then would he ever lay down on his back or something and help you rub his belly?
No, he never was that affectionate. But he would come over and he would. It was really cute. He'd nudge me with his head because he knew I had a feed bucket and stuff. And he mostly was friends with me because I brought him feed. But
Like
he
dogs.
Did you like to scratch him and stuff?
Yeah, I would pet him on the head while he was eating, and he'd wag
And
his
I'd
tail.
kiss him.
I never did any of that kind of stuff.
Boy, when I used to blow cafe.
I can't believe I was blowing my dinner.
Caffey, come over here. I got my hip boots on.
Caffey, come here. You're going to taste so good with ketchup or steak sauce.
And
I
then
got
I
a
used to
feet-
put Caffey's hind legs in the front of my boots, and when I'd fuck him, he couldn't run away.
I got a feed bag and a blow job for you,
He
Cafe.
was stump trained. I'd tap him on the head, he'd back up.
There was a guy in Kansas that they
Here we
caught.
go.
They caught him in a barn hanging upside down, and somehow he was banging a cow while he was hanging it. He had his feet tied to the top of the barn with a rope, and hanging upside down, banging a cow.
Hey, Ned, what you doing?
It's called tantric cow sex.
Yeah,
Was he doing it to crystal meth or something?
it must have been.
Yeah, there's a lot of crystal meth going on out in Kansas.
And you
know.
think it makes you screw cows?
Well, you know what it is?
Makes
No,
you go
I don't think
in.
no, that's just a whole nother perversion. But what it is that we all have this image in our minds of the small town and, rural America. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of these farms are an economic disaster, that the families
Right.
can't support themselves. The kids aren't really, getting up early and doing chores. They're all, they're
They're
converting.
getting up screwing the cow.
Well, they're getting up and converting their barns into crystal meth laboratories.
it's an
it's a good
epidemic.
crop. Yeah, right?
Oh my God, it's
Really?
a bad epidemic in the Midwest. Yeah. We call them crankster gangsters. You'll see these people, they look like skeletons and their teeth are black and rotted out, and
Vampires.
they're just obviously on crank, but they don't care.
That's where those zombie movies come from.
That's
Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought the coolest vampire movie would be, see, if we just followed you around on the farm, and instead of animals, we looked at them as human beings who were in the service of vampires, you'd have the greatest vampire movie. In other words, how did we treat Caffey? Caffey was like somebody we fed and we even talked to and pet and all that other stuff. And then one day we just decide to slaughter him and eat him.
Right.
Oh,
Like
so
that
you're-
would be a real to see life in a vampire house where they listen
They have a
res-
human farm, you mean?
yeah, and
Yeah.
some of the, in fact, they might even like some of the humans and then keep them around as pets.
They
and let
call
them,
them,
and have them all naked and shit. Like you never put clothes on a human. Not if you're a vampire. So I started thinking about this. I said I could write a really cool vampire movie. All I'd have to do is just hang out on a farm and then turn the farmers into vampires.
Yes, and the animals would be the human.
Right.
What would you call the human pets? Like human-y or
Yeah, no,
something?
you give them names.
Human-y.
This is my favorite, Dracula. Oh, you call him Dracula? Yeah, because I name him after the great Dracula. He's our hero. And Dracula gets to live in the house and see all the disgusting shit, but it's not supposed to freak him out. In fact, he even eats some humans too, Dracula, because he eats whatever we eat. We give him table scraps.
The basic tenet of vampires is they always have human helpers.
Right.
And then the gift they give to the human helper is immortality.
Yeah, but I would
one day convert them.
My vampires would never do that. I would never convert a dog to a human. Although maybe I would. Maybe I'd say, you know what, I really like this one.
Dog.
I don't want it to throw away.
If you could, would you turn Bianca into a human if you had a way to?
No, then Bianca would be annoying like all the other humans. I like Bianca because Bianca's a dog.
But Bianca could live forever as a vampire dog.
You see, dogs
okay.
make it very easy for you to love them.
Yeah.
They'll do anything you say.
They don't piss you off and talk
exactly.
back to you. Yeah.
So then I was going to sit down and write
Human beings are a challenge.
I was going to sit down and write my vampire movie, and then I was too lazy. I was just like, fuck this. I ain't writing no vampire
You should
movie.
write a treatment or something.
Treatment. I've written enough
We should
treatments.
get some treatments for you.
Yeah.
Mental treatment.
Electroshock treatment.
I would do that on the air sometime.
You want a
Electroshock?
shock treatment?
Yeah.
Nah.
Make a list of the shit we couldn't do to you.
No amputation or anything, but other than that,
Not a
it's
finger, maybe. Come on for the show.
Come on.
For maybe a pinky, but I play drums, so that would maybe a pinky toe.
This is Richard's big day too. My God,
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah,
I got you a gift.
You did?
Yeah, here.
Happy Halloween.
Legends of the Chelsea Hotel.
Oh, cool.
There's a
Thanks, Artie.
supposedly the Chelsea Hotel is haunted, and there's a new book out about it. And you could. I told Richard for Halloween, which is like Christmas to him, I got him that book, and I'm gonna pay for him and his girlfriend to stay at the Chelsea Hotel.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's awesome.
How
Thanks,
sweet of
Artie.
you.
You got to let me take you out for a steak or something.
No, that's all right.
That's
I'm fine. I'll get my own steak.
Richard's in shock that your gift isn't like a goof or a gag. It's like what?
I love this stuff. I know, like Sid Vicious, his ghost
stabbed
is
his
supposed
girlfriend.
to haunt there. Yeah.
Oh, is that where it happened?
Yeah, he stabbed her at the Chelsea Hotel.
Sid Vicious is going to be there.
Yeah.
And Dylan Thomas, the poet,
And Kathy.
when he drank himself to death, he was
He
living
died
at
over there, yeah.
Hey, Kathy's at the hotel.
He did 17 shots of whiskey in a row, I heard.
Who?
Yeah,
Dylan-
but
Dylan
that's
Thomas,
that's
the
another
poet.
thing. Supposedly at the White Horse Tavern in the Village, this poet Dylan Thomas drank himself to death, but that's not true. He that's the last place he drank, but he died in like a hospital.
What if you go to that hotel and you see Kathy, Kathy's ghost? Moo.
I'd probably cry.
Moo, why did you eat me? Moo. They don't say boo, they go moo.
And he's just like a lame ghost, like,
Yeah.
aren't you
nudge
scared
me.
of me? Not really.
I trusted you, moo. You ate me with steak sauce, you hillbilly asshole. Moo.
I'm sorry, Kathy.
You could have been the drummer in Duran Duran. Instead, I put you in shitty bands because.
Hey, I was in good bands.
I put you in the band named after what you threw me into, death.
We were friends. We made love. Oops, I didn't mean to embarrass you, but
He was a male calf. I wouldn't have done that.
Oh,
his asshole.
really?
You
He was
did
a
it, my
homo cat.
asshole.
You were into gay bestiality?
No.
All right.
We had a horse named Fred, too.
Yeah. Did you eat him?
No, he was more of a pet. We couldn't even ride him. He was a little wild, like he didn't like people riding him. And so the people sold him to us real cheap because nobody wanted him because they couldn't ride him. But
So would he pull a plow or something?
no, we just literally had him out in our field as a pet. And
Why'd you buy him?
Because me and my sister wanted a horse, and my parents bought us a horse.
I
You
don't
bought a
understand.
horse you couldn't ride.
How'd your dad make money? Selling raccoon meat to black people?
No, railroad. He was a
Oh,
railroad.
he was. So you didn't have a working farm where you had to plow the fields?
No, he was more of a hunter and fisherman, and we had like a garden, and we'd have 1 or 2 cows, but he was mostly, all the income came from the railroad.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Happy
right.
Halloween.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Artie.
You're welcome, Richard.
Thank goodness it's the last day of his favorite month.
Richard's getting fat again. Richard, what happened to your karate?
And running. And
Yeah, what happened to your
gym.
running? And you're getting like really fat.
I'm getting round like a pumpkin for Halloween.
No, I've been keeping up on it, but for the last 3 or 4 weeks for Halloween, I really kicked up my candy eating, and I've just been really slacking on. I haven't been working out as much because I
been
watch
brushing
horror
your
movies
teeth?
instead.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've been keeping an eye on him. This didn't happen in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I see what's going on.
He
It's
kicked up
hard.
his candy eating.
It's hard, but living in New York, like I love steak and I love a good restaurant, and,
Yeah, all right.
and then on these
Well, there'll be
vacations,
another meal. You don't have to eat every meal like it's your last.
What's a
He
good
finally
restaurant?
discovered new restaurants because remember, he only used to go to one.
Wait a minute.
Well, the
now, what's a
that
good
one
restaurant?
closed down. The Chinese
The
restaurant. I
girlfriend,
like.
they lost you. The girlfriend probably turned them on to some
Opening
restaurants.
his horizon.
Like, well, I want to hear what a good restaurant is. What's the best restaurant you've
My
been to?
favorite is in New York City at the Ritz-Carlton in Battery Park. They make the best steak in the city, I think.
So you go to the restaurant
The
in the hotel.
Yeah,
Who found that? Your girlfriend?
yeah. Well, she lives right by there, so we go there all the time. It's awesome. But like Citrus, I love Citrus.
Yeah.
I love the Strip House, all the steakhouse, Sparks, all the steakhouses.
You still live on the
you
west
go to
side?
Spark.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what it is when guys like Fred before
Same
he
deal.
got the girlfriend
Yeah.
and then wife. Like Fred would eat at this Vietnamese deli, like every day across from his apartment in Queens. Like it was,
But it was good.
had
What are you talking
three
about?
squares a day there,
Right,
and like
yeah.
would hang out. Then when his wife came in, there was a more Vietnamese deli. She started introducing him to some finer dining.
That's
Well, I was in
true.
the city
Thank
by
goodness
then.
for these
So
women.
guys could just eat at the same fucking place every day and never complain.
That's guys.
Yeah,
We do that.
Yeah, women want a dining experience.
Women get fancy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my girlfriend loves Papa John's pizza too. We don't
Well,
always.
that's why you
eat-
fall in love with these girls because they broaden your horizons and shit, and then all of a
Some
sudden,
days
you're
Papa
like-
John's, other days Domino's.
then you get used to that lifestyle of going to different restaurants and stuff. You don't want to go back to just eating at Papa John's every day.
And that's how you fuck them over. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, I met a hot waitress at the Ritz-Carlton.
She gives me free steaks.
You brought me here and I found my wife.
Exactly.
No, it's all guy waiters there. as
Ed,
far
you're
as I
on the
know.
air. Hey, I heard you and your girlfriend just moved in together.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Is that right? You're living with her now.
When did that big decision get made?
A couple months ago, but her lease was up November 1st. So.
Someone's going to have to kick it up on the showering as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
You
You're
get
gonna
to
have to
shower every
maintain
day.
Dang.
some kind of hygiene.
Yeah, she don't
I
want
haven't-
to smell me.
So will you shower every day now?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What does your apartment smell like? Did you have to fumigate it?
Oh my man, I have like 10 pumpkin candles in my apartment, and I burn the fragrance oils too, so it smells
oh my
good.
God.
It's gonna burn down the whole building.
Smells like the slaughterhouse.
I love like smells, so I got a lot of candles. And
Yeah.
stuff.
What are you going to be tonight at the Halloween parade?
You know, I did my dress up on Saturday at Ross's party. I'm just going to observe tonight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm going actually this building. These people I know that are in this building, they're on the 3rd floor, so I can just look down on the parade and watch it.
Don't you? It's Halloween. You're not gonna be in a costume, and this is your big holiday.
No, I'm more into costume parties. Plus, we got to work tomorrow, so I can't stay out real late and
I see.
party. So
All right.
I think me and Ralph might meet up. Ralph is really into the Halloween parade.
Not
too,
anymore.
so-
Oh, in the parade. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
into dressing up. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, I'm Slash, and I'm here promoting my book, Slash. And that's basically it. And I have no idea. I'm sure Howard's going to ask me about a lot of the little stories that are in the book, but I don't know which ones he would have picked up on. Probably all the lewd ones, I'm sure.
Now, is there anything that you don't want to talk about in there?
I'd like to try and keep away from talking about Axl in any great detail, because that's always sort of unnecessary. And I'm pretty much wide open for anything else, though.
Slash is here from the legendary band Guns N' Roses, and more familiar to you now is Velvet Revolver is his new band with
and he's
looking
looking quite good
with the great Scott Weiland, and I can't imagine what an effort must have gone into this for Slash to write a book.
But I'm telling you, he doesn't look like a guy who would be calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning with a story.
I'm reading a lot of the book now, actually.
Here he is.
It's killer stories in
there.
there.
Look at him.
Look at you. That's you. All right. Guy's a great rock guitarist. Spent many a day, I am sure. When you wrote this book, Slash, did you talk about your days as a really young man where you would... I mean, he was so... A few rock stars write about what it's like to become a professional musician. I mean, yes, people concentrate on the more sensationalistic aspects of this book.
After you've gotten there,
the sex, the drugs, and all that stuff. But didn't you have to spend endless hours in your room practicing this guitar to become a virtuoso, which you are?
It's mentioned. I mean, I didn't get into it in great detail. But
see, they always, just gloss over that
it
part.
talks about how I got into it.
I don't like where your microphone is. You do me a favor. Just shift your. It's in your headphone, but shift your headphones down like this.
All right, hold on.
Gary, help Slash for Christ's sake.
Is that better? Say something.
Yeah, I think that's right. Take a look at that, Gary. Help Slash out for Christ's sake. The man's not a professional broadcaster.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
There it is. Cool. Okay, now it's good. Now it's good.
So what I was getting at was, I mentioned how I got started and what I was into, what I was listening to at the time, and how I used to spend 12 hours a day and how I got completely engrossed in the whole thing and whatnot.
There was a period. Does take 12 hours a day.
Right, but it's not because for me personally, it's not because, you go, okay, it's whatever time, 9 o'clock in the morning or something. I start now, and then there's a lunch break, and then I get done.
No, you were a kid who was obsessed with guitar.
Obsessed, yeah. So every waking moment I spent with the guitar.
And what was it that inspired you? I mean, what was it that made you say, I want to play the guitar?
So, it's a long story. What happened was Steve Adler, the original drummer for Guns N' Roses, he and I met when we were about 13, and we basically ditched the 7th and 8th grade together, and just we're best friends. And he had a guitar, a little cheap guitar, electric guitar, and a cheap little amplifier, and he had a little turntable, and he used to crank Kiss, as loud as it would go, and then turn the amp up. And he didn't know how to play, but he would just bang on it. And it was the excitement of that started that whole sort of you can imagine teenage thing where it's like, oh yeah, we got to start a band.
It's a great thing in life when you have a passion like that. Do you think that you had exceptional musical talent, or was it this unbelievable dedication to practicing?
I think basically I was raised on a lot of music because my parents were in the music business, and I loved rock and roll from the minute I could remember. And then when I actually picked up the guitar and put those realistically 3 notes together that make a rock lick, that have that rock sound to it, right, I had a knack for it.
Did you ever take a professional lesson from a teacher?
I tried to, yeah.
And it didn't work?
Well, what happened is I had this guy. When I started, what I was getting at with Steve was he was going to play guitar and I was going to play bass, right? So I went to a local music school that was in the neighborhood. And I went in there without an instrument, and I said, I want to learn how to play bass. And the teacher was like, well, do you have an instrument? I said, no. So he started talking to me about trying to get into my head about what I knew about music, where I was headed, what I wanted to do. And while he was talking, he was strumming the guitar, and playing some Hendrix licks. Yeah. I said, that's what I want to do.
And did you ever learn how to formally read music?
Not very much. I started out with the basics. When I was in the music school, he sort of taught me some rudimentary stuff that was really handy. I learned how to string a guitar because my first guitar only had 1 string. And
is it mostly by ear that you played, even with Guns N' Roses? Like you would hear something in your head and then you would just try to figure it out on the guitar?
It starts out like piano lessons, scales. You're trying to read music, right? And that didn't sound anything like what I wanted to do. So I noticed that he could listen to any song that I would give him, and he could pick it up and learn it by ear. And I said, I can do that. And and I quit school and I went and did it on my own.
So if you need to learn a piece of music, you just listen to it.
Yeah. And so when we're writing stuff for, say, any number of bands that I've been in, or I go and do a session with any number of artists, I just go in and do it by ear. The only person that I went in and worked with that I had to do...
Let me guess, Michael Jackson.
No, Ray Charles.
He wanted you to what? Read music?
I had to read chord charts.
You did?
Yeah.
And was that difficult?
It was, Ray Charles chord charts are not like anybody's chord charts. These are very, the reason I had to read the chord charts was to actually remember all the different chords, because there's so many and they're all jazz chords, which I hardly ever use.
So when you went into a session with Michael Jackson, let's say, he would play you a piece of music and say, hey, Slash, see what you can do with this?
Yeah, he would give me an arrangement, and then he would go, do whatever you want, and he would leave.
When you had to write a book, I mean, that sounds ridiculous. That
sounds like another chore.
But I started thinking about your life.
Mm-hmm.
You are a guy, like a free spirit. I don't think you really sat and worried. Like, you've been married 3 times.
Twice.
Okay. Well, one of your wives, didn't you bang some chick like the night before your wedding?
My current wife.
Yeah. You cheated on her the night before the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And that marriage is working.
Yeah.
But don't you think it is working?
Well, she's got balls,
But don't you think, like, in a way, I mean, with all the drug use, out of control behavior, all of this stuff, I go back to your childhood. It was a wild childhood in the sense that your mom even was having this torrid love affair with David Bowie while you were just a child.
Is that right?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. Well, torrid's a pretty heavy word.
No, I mean, you mean affair like that? She was still married to Slash's dad?
My mom and dad were separated at that point.
And was your dad a black guy?
No, he's white. My mom's black.
Your mom is black. Is Bowie's thing black chicks?
No, he's
dated
chicks.
a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's married to a black chick now. I think that's his thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be a thing?
Actually, a lot of white
chick?
English guys like black girls. My dad too.
Yeah,
he's English.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it also on some other, occasions.
You would
I don't
say
want to
it's
stereotype
a thing,
them, but yeah.
Right. Did you because people don't think of you as black. Do you think of yourself as black?
I don't think of myself as anything really, but when it comes up, I'm just a mixture of the two. And
was your mother rejected by the black community because she married a white guy?
No. I mean, maybe I was too young to really say anything about that because I wouldn't know. But as far as I could tell, there wasn't any issues.
Was there ever shame or humiliation?
I'm sure there was a little bit.
Was there ever shame or humiliation in your life that you had a black mother? Did white kids try to shame you for that?
No, but I think there was moments. I mean, I really came from a different side of the tracks, no matter which school I went to or what neighborhood I lived in when I was coming up. So I was always different, and that just added to the mystique.
But wasn't it weird for you? Here you are, a young kid, and your mom is carrying on with what is a very, very famous rock star, and there were almost no rules how you grew up.
Yeah.
Didn't one of your mom's boyfriends do drugs with you, like heavy drugs, like smoke coke with you?
Yeah.
Who? Wow.
I mean, you were what, 12 when that happened?
12. Yeah, 12.
12 years old.
No wonder you had a drug problem.
Yeah. Your mom's dating a guy, and she goes to bed or whatever, and he comes into the room. And he says, let's get high?
No, my mom didn't know anything about it.
Right.
She wouldn't have allowed it.
No, understood.
No, he at some point, he came to me and he's like, I know you do this stuff. Like, he was a photographer and he needed, misery loves company. He needed somebody to get high with, is what it was. And we'd go in the dark room and he'd get me loaded. And then we'd go out and hang out
12 years old
all night. Around 12 years old, and go out and pillage the neighborhood until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I would come home, pretend like I was asleep, and then get up and go to school.
But when adults are doing that with you,
mentally,
it's got to screw your whole head up. Like there's no rules, there's no boundaries,
and no wonder you seem weird to the kids at school.
Right. Well, by the time I was 12 and 13, I'd already established sort of a tearaway kind of personality, and so. But I'm talking about when I was younger, like when I was.
But you know what's sad about this?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
If you hadn't had the musical gift, if you hadn't been, Slash from Guns N' Roses, you could have easily just ended up a junkie, no money, no life whatsoever, because these adults were not willing to parent you.
Well, all things considered, that's probably true. I probably would have ended up being an artist though, because that was the original thing that I.
Yeah, but you're talking about having some talent. We're saying if you had no talent.
Yeah, then I would probably But
I mean, you live in a $7 million home.
That's the only reason I'm. The whole professional aspect of it and the musical the passion for music and all that is what's got me to the point where I'm still here right now, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a major part of it.
In a sense, too, I mean, and look at the dysfunctional family you married into, in a sense, in the Guns N' Roses organization. I mean, that's why the band couldn't stay together. I mean, in a way, maybe that's why you were attracted to Axl as a partner in music, because he was screwed
be
up.
Out of it too.
You were screwed up on drugs. I mean, who was the biggest drug addict in that band? It wasn't you.
It was pretty much. Well, no, I think it was myself and Steven. And Izzy went through a period. Axl was never a drug addict.
Oh, he wasn't. He's just
sober.
difficult.
He's straight. I mean, he would get high from time to time, but he's never been an addict.
Do you ever wish that Axl would come to his senses even now and just put the original Guns N' Roses back together again, go on tour, make a ton of dough, do
you remember why
I think it's
you were so
mutual.
It's more mutual.
Yeah, but what was it about you and the rest of the guys that he just would never want to get together with you again?
Well, you know, at this point, I think, with all fairness to Axl, when I actually left the group, and I think he feels sort of. I mean, I haven't approached him about getting back together anyway, but I would imagine that he feels pretty abandoned. You know,
I see.
We were, you know.
Why did you leave the group?
I just couldn't. There was certain things I just couldn't take anymore.
Like what though? It's so worth it. It was such a great band.
You know what?
What couldn't you take?
I couldn't take. There was a lot of it had to do with just not being able to control him, the time that the band went on stage, when we were doing anything on a professional level. And then after the Use Your Illusions tour was over, which was 2.5 years of a lot of roller coaster kind of behavior. And then, you know, also another thing was losing two of the original members of the band, which was Steven and Izzy. So that I realized there was a chemistry about the way that we all worked, and also in relationship to Axl. Izzy was very much a sort of the glue, the in-between guy that kept Axl and I sort of on an even keel. Because he came to LA, basically, they were both from Indiana, so they had a certain kind of a relationship that really helped how the rest of the band sort of functioned.
Like the album name, Appetite for Destruction. Maybe it's just that's what it had to be.
Well, you know,
it had to destroy itself.
You have a really, really explosive band, which obviously is going to have sort of an implosive thing, you know.
Right.
But and then after you know, once we got in to start working on what would have been the next record, there was a lot of contractual stuff that Axl started throwing around, and that just was the icing on the cake.
Will you ever cut your hair? In other words, a lot of guys now have cut their hair. You still maintain the long hairdo.
Same with you.
Yes, but will you cut it all off at some point? I mean, there seems to be a movement. Why have you held on to the long hair?
I seriously doubt it. I don't know. I really haven't given it that much thought. This is the most thought I put into it.
Right now it's still working.
I don't agree with you. I think you do put a lot of thought into your look. I think Guns N' Roses put a lot of thought into their look. I think Velvet Revolver puts a lot of thought into their look.
Well, if you knew me as a kid, I'm basically the same. I always had long hair, always wore jeans and tennis shoes and T-shirts.
And the jewelry?
And jewelry.
Right.
It was the only thing that's different was the top hat, which came later.
How old were you when you put a nose ring in?
I must have done that during the Snake Pit days, so that was like the mid-'90s.
So there was nothing you could do that would shock your mother. Your mother had a rock and roll lifestyle.
I remember when I came home with my first tattoo, and I was like 15, 16 years old, and she was like, well, you know, the cliche, she goes, you know, you're going to have to live that for the rest of your life. And that was the last I ever heard of it.
That was, she didn't care.
No.
Did you ever feel your mom didn't care?
Very, very, very cool. And I was raised with a lot of
very
freedom.
cool. When your but wait a second. Yeah. When your mother was having a relationship with David Bowie, was that the coolest thing that could have ever happened? How old were you? I mean, he's way cool. I was
like a 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
And you would see David Bowie.
Yeah.
He would hang out in the house. You've had a charmed life that way.
She also used to work with him. She designed all his clothes, so they had a working relationship first and foremost, and then they had a romantic relationship, which really didn't last that long. It was probably like maybe a year and a half.
But were you proud of that? Were you like, wow, my mom's...
He was the first guy that came in after my dad, so I was pretty apprehensive about hanging out with him for a while.
But your mom must have been a very good-looking woman.
She's very good-looking. Yeah.
Were you ever disciplined about anything? Did you ever receive any discipline? Were you ever punished?
Yeah, no.
What would they punish you for?
You're not giving me any chance to get a word in.
Oh, I'm not. Okay,
no,
sorry.
But my parents, like I was saying, with all the freedom that I was given, I was... as far as certain morals and certain character thing, you know, there was a lot of that was instilled in me. There was a lot of right and wrong that just sort of sort of came natural for them to sort of instill in me, which was really great. And I think there was sort of a mutual respect thing, almost like treating me on the same level as they were. It was very interesting. I used to call them by their first names.
I wonder if that's good or bad.
I wouldn't let my kids call me by my first.
You have kids now.
Yeah, they try. Yeah.
Do you? Are you a disciplinarian?
I'm not too good at that. I try. I get I try and get angry, but I think it's almost laughable. But my wife she's got a handle on that.
So you're providing structure for your kids, even if it's through your wife.
Well, and also, I've obviously learned a lot over the years, and I have a pretty clear memory of coming up, and so you just sort of you have sort of a natural instinct for things and what the kids should be doing and what you might have done wrong that you want to teach them not to do.
See, when I sit with you, you seem like such a rational guy. I can't imagine you almost throwing it all away on heroin and cocaine. I don't see it with you. I almost see you like a businessman. Despite the rock and roll persona and all that, I see you as a very reliable guy, a guy who shows up on time for interviews. You have a sense of the business. You respect rock and roll. You love what you do you have such a passion for this guitar. What attracted you to this heroin to the point that you were, every minute with it it took over your life?
It was downtime.
Do you think that you were depressed?
It was. I wouldn't say. Most of it was fun for the longest time, so I can't say that I was actually depressed. If there was a psychologist here and we did a one-on-one for an hour and a half, he'd probably come up with some answers that maybe I wouldn't be thinking of right now. But it was mostly fun. But the thing about the drugs was it was always when I wasn't working. And I'm so hyperactive, and I when I'm sitting here with you, or I'm sitting in the studio, or I'm out on the road, I'm actually in work mode. And that I can deal with, and as long as that's a constant, I'm fine.
But when the downtime comes,
would end, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. And the pace of being in a band and touring constantly and living that life, touring is something that still to this day I love touring more than I like being at home.
Right,
I still can't mellow out.
Right,
and I'm learning how to adjust to life not working, so that I don't go into the abyss like I normally would.
Is it hard for you to be a husband and a father when you really yearn for the road and the freedom of the road?
I just have to take them with me. I love them to death, so I make it work, but I have to admit I'm a little antsy when I'm at home for too long.
The last time you cheated on your wife was before you married her. You've been able to remain faithful?
I haven't cheated. On all honesty, I haven't cheated on her once since we got together.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, but now, are you on any kind of medication, or you...
You on Subutex?
No. I did do it for a minute, though.
Yeah?
How do you get off heroin? You say that in your book that you go cold turkey.
I never really got into using prescription drugs to opt out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Artie uses Subutex. He's on it regularly to keep him off his heroin.
Right.
But
a lot of guys do that. I used Subutex for the first time a little over a year ago. And that's how I got off the Oxycontin.
Oh, you were on that too, huh?
Well, that's heroin. People don't realize it, but that's heroin.
But before that, there was this stuff called Buprenex. And that never worked for me, and I don't think I did it properly.
But it's funny, in your book, you describe your first heroin experience as not even being all that great. You were in the studio 1984 with Izzy.
That was the first heroin experience where I smoked it.
I see.
But the first time I ever shot it up, that was it.
Why would you go to shooting it if smoking did nothing for you?
Because, I don't know,
Because you couldn't believe you didn't like it. You mean when you smoked it, what was the reaction?
We were when I smoked it, I felt a little bit queasy, and I don't think I knew exactly what I was doing, so I didn't get the full effect that I was supposed to get.
And then how much time passed when you said to yourself, I have an idea that if I injected this, I would be happy?
It probably was about a year.
A year?
Yeah. Maybe in those days, a short amount of time seemed like forever. So it could have been 6 months, but it seemed like a year.
You mainlined.
Yeah.
But isn't it a weird thing, to start wrapping your arm with something and cooking up drugs?
It's actually half the fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It really? Do you still dream of it? Do you still miss it?
No.
You don't?
You know what? Because I stopped doing it as on a regular basis in like 1991, as soon as Guns N' Roses went back out on the second record. And I stopped, and I chipped a couple times along the way over the course of however many years. I'd probably put like maybe 7 or 8 times, and it never was as good as when I first did it. it was always
chasing the dream,
pain in the ass, and it just after a while you just resigned to the fact that it's just not going to be like that anymore, and you sort of let it go.
All right, so you're drug free now.
I've had moments where there's been people around who have had it on it, and there's in the back of your mind there's that sort of like, a sensation of going, oh yeah, wow, but your rational thinking just takes over and goes, you don't want to go.
And you never did any rehabs or it?
I did my first real rehab stint about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That recently. Would you laugh at guys like Aerosmith when you guys would go out on tour with Aerosmith when you were in Guns N' Roses, and they would have rules where, in order to protect their sobriety, you couldn't even drink alcohol around them, or you had to hide it and drink it in a cup and this and that or the other thing. You don't place those kind of demands on other people, do you?
No. I actually like it when, within reason that people are, I like to be out with people and know that they're able to drink and stuff like that. It makes me feel more comfortable.
You don't even drink anymore?
Uh-uh.
Wow.
Nothing? I
know, right?
Wow.
I can't believe it.
I play a lot better, and I've been very productive. And this particular point in my life, it's actually working.
When you go to rehab and you show up, and you're a very famous person, do you go to a rehab specifically for famous people?
Well, this particular rehab that I went to wasn't necessarily for famous people, but you had to have some cash.
You had to have some major dough. So you're in there with some big players.
There was actually nobody there when I went in.
You had your own rehab.
I was the only client, which was great.
Isn't that a little scary?
My own bedroom. I think I was really in control going in there, knowing why I was there. So I think I really went to rehab more just to get some help to get off the stuff that I was on at the time. I really
was that the OxyContin and all that?
Yeah. That just so I didn't want to go through the whole long withdrawal thing, and also just to sort of get away from everything for a minute and get my head together, because there was a lot of shit going on at that time.
Not only were drugs going on, but a lot of sex. And you describe something in your new book that is very disturbing, and I feel for you on this.
What, the Izzy thing?
The Izzy thing. You say,
what is going on
I
here?
remember.
I knew this is. Yeah.
I remember being up in the bunk one night after a show with Izzy and some girl. We were taking turns having sex with her, but Izzy wasn't wearing any protection. So when he pulled out, he came on my leg.
Oh!
Since I was right there on the other side of her, that definitely stopped me in my tracks. I sat up, I looked at him, and I said, "Hey, Izzy, man, we've got to get a bigger place."
Yeah, right.
When a man comes on your leg, what is that like?
That was a very surreal experience. But you have to understand, we were in a space that was entirely probably the size of a twin mattress. It was a loft that was the size of the mattress, and there was nowhere else to go, and we were both banging the same girl, and there was nowhere else for him to move to. And so in the heat of the moment, he wasn't really thinking about where he was aiming, and I was right there. And,
so many...
Really bonding moment.
It really is. And when Izzy came, did he come a lot? Was it a big load?
It was,
did he drop a big load?
What? It seemed like an eternity.
Was he laughing? That he goes, "Oh my God."
He didn't know he didn't know.
He was out.
He didn't realize where I was in proximity to where
it was dark.
What do you do? Honestly, this is very specific. What do you do with the load once it's on?
You get the girl to lick it up.
You did? Did she really? I'm going to throw up. What do? You wipe it off with his shirt?
I used one of the blankets on the mattress.
When you're living that close with a bunch of guys and everything, the one thing I don't get is double teaming these chicks. Here, this is certainly a tremendous amount of variety on the road of women, especially when you're in a cool band.
This was in the old days. This was like before we ever hit the road, when we were just like the scourge of Hollywood local band.
Did you ever feel bad for the women? Did you ever have any sort of, this is what I'm talking about with your childhood. Like, it's almost like there were no rules. Like, some woman comes in, she's almost disposable. You take her in there, you fuck her a couple of times.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm that one guy in the band that actually sort of was sort of a sucker for girls. Even the stupidest ones, I felt sort of bad for, the ones that would come in and be so easy to disrespect,
Right.
And so some of the relationships that I had with women over the years, or most of the relationships I had with women over the years, when it came to sex, it was usually so there was some sort of mutual respect between the two of us. But in certain instances, like this one that we're talking about with Izzy, that was just some girl that I don't even know how she ended up there.
Did you ever share women with Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses?
A couple times.
You did?
Yeah.
So
I
you were
guess
that
everybody
close.
shared.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I never got into that. Then again, nobody wanted to share with me. Who wanted to see me naked? Certainly not another guy. Does it feel a little bit gay when you see one of your bandmates naked there, and
you know how they
It's funny. You can sort of. You don't really get into the watching them per se.
Right.
It becomes sort of an animal thing that you're not really paying attention to them. You're with the girl and he's with the girl and you're not really focusing on him at all. And you don't want him in any, like I had an incident a long time ago where I used to have these parties at my house and party loving people would come over and we would have a lot of, interaction.
Yeah.
And I was on the landing in my house with this girl, and I was on the floor, and she was on top of me, and Ron Jeremy happened to be there, and he came up behind her without even asking, and then sort of got behind her, and I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden I felt invaded.
Yeah.
So there has to be it's not one of those kind of things. I watch some porno movies, and I just couldn't handle.
There are rules, in a sense.
You didn't want Ron Jeremy joining in.
Yeah, there can be some awkward moments.
Awkward in the sense, too, like when you have to follow Izzy, let's say, or Axl, you're the second guy in the girl. These guys have already come inside the girl. I mean, does any of that bother you? That bothers me for some reason. Why am I so uptight?
That's really, my problem. Of all people.
Am I uptight?
It's not really being uptight. It's just certain people have certain limits to what they think is,
acceptable.
That never bothered you.
There's certain aspects of it that bother me. I'm not. I'm sleazy to an extent, but there's another part of me that's got a moral center that there's certain things I won't accept.
But are there rules as to who goes first?
I have a wide.
But like are you the king bee in a sense that like you go first and then the guys follow?
I never thought about that. I'm actually racking my brains trying to figure out how that works.
So did there come a time when let's say Izzy was banging a chick, he finishes, then you say, now I'm hopping on?
I don't think it ever really worked that way. It was usually one of those kind of things that if we were sharing a girl, it sort of all happened at the same time.
So would you prefer the mouth or the anus or the vagina?
Well, we never did the
anus.
Anus, the two,
Right.
Yeah, that's way out of control.
What's that sign that they got?
What is that called? Double, not DP,
it's not
but
double penetration.
I learned this in Canada recently. I can't remember what it's called though. Anyhow, I think he would be doing her and I would be getting oral.
Right.
We might switch around, not in any particular order.
Would it be something sort of too, if you weren't well hung?
I would prefer just having the one girl or two girls. I don't really like
two
having
girls
guys
is okay
around.
too.
I could probably count on two hands how many times
you shared.
I shared, yeah.
Because it's a weird thing. Do you ever get into my penis is bigger than Izzy's? Or I would get into that. I mean, I'm not saying it's because you do naturally compare, and any guy who says they don't is lying.
Also, don't you see him doing some weird things? Go, look at what he's doing.
I guess there's awkward moments. Yeah.
Did you ever see Izzy like looking at a girl's butthole, and then you go, you know what, Izzy's gross?
Yeah, right. No, I don't remember that. But I do remember some incidents that happened with some other people in other bands where you have like a few girls come from a strip club or something like that, and they come into a hotel room and everybody's partying, and then all inhibitions go out the window, and next thing you know, there's like two girls giving one guy a head for a minute, and then the other guy comes along, and then you're all standing together and they're all doing it, and you sort of at that point. It's a party, but then there's another element that comes in. It's like, okay, now we're all doing this together. I didn't know you that well. No. Right. Yeah, there's some moments out there.
When you wrote the book, did you leave some of those things out? Like you saw the lead singer of AC/DC do something?
I didn't put anything in there. There was one mention of my good friend James Hetfield.
Okay, from Metallica.
Right.
Yeah.
And I put it in there. I didn't want to get him into. I didn't want to.
What'd you see him do? What'd you put in?
He was in my hotel room, in the actual bedroom part, and I let him use the room with this girl that he was with. And this was a long time ago, way before he got married.
Pre-marriage, yes.
Yeah,
of course.
And I needed to go in the room to get something, so I sort of opened the door and was creeping in, and he was head fucking her against the wall. But he was doing it. He was doing it in the James Hetfield kind of like
angry.
He was going, oh yeah, this is fun.
Rock and roll.
I mentioned that because it was.
Is your penis bigger than Izzy's?
I can't remember. I think we're roughly around the same.
Around the same size. Axl had a small penis. I read.
I don't know. I never actually went there.
I see. Never took a look at that. Well, I mean, it's a fascinating life. I mean, the sex.
Are you
drugs.
talking to Axl now?
Hell no. These guys can't stand each other.
We haven't talked since when I quit. That was
pretty much it.
An unprecedented sort of kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that I was serious, and I think that really caused a lot of bad blood.
You deal with the financial aspects of being in Guns N' Roses too. Your signing bonus when you first get signed to a record label. This is how out of control you were, which is so opposite the guy I kind of know sitting on the couch. You blew your signing bonus.
I tried not to.
You blew it on heroin, right?
Yeah. Well,
sad, right? I bet. How much money do you think you missed out on?
It wasn't that much money. It was $7,500.
Yeah, but at the time you had nothing.
At the time, it was huge, and I couldn't put money in the bank because I had a lien on my income at the time, and so I had it all in traveler's checks, and I really tried to maintain it. But you have to understand that when Guns N' Roses got signed, that we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do any gigs or really do anything except for sit for about a year and a half, and it was pretty hard to do it. We were bored shitless.
Is there an unbelievable aspect to fame that, like, aside from your mom introducing you to David Bowie at an early age, all of a sudden you start to get in a band, you start to get some kind of name out there, and suddenly, like you say, your first son was conceived in Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones house. You're hanging out with Sly of the Family Stone, smoking PCP and crack with him. I mean, you're doing.
Well, I didn't actually smoke crack with him,
but you saw him doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. He seems like such a normal guy.
Yeah, when I saw him last, he looked fine.
And then all these wildest
drugs do weird things to very normal people.
And then wild things happen to you. I mean, a woman blew him while he was asleep. I mean, that's great stuff, right?
She wasn't a woman. She was a kid. She was.
What do you mean?
She was. I mean, she must have been like 14 or 15 years old.
And you were asleep?
I was sort of asleep. I sort of half woke up for that.
I mean, this is not a normal life. You know that. I mean, most guys.
It's all fun, though. I got to tell you.
You bet.
I have no regrets.
Oh, I bet. I was going to ask you that. Certainly,
but
you shouldn't.
Also, my parents. I came from sort of the whole free love generation.
Right.
Everybody was very uninhibited in those days, and when you talk about David and whatnot, I mean. I was raised around a lot of musicians, a lot of entertainers,
right.
And it was all like that. I mean, I remember walking into a friend of my mom's place one time. I mean, adults were always having sex when I was a kid. And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't lurid, that kind of sex. It was just sort of a more loving kind of.
I'm telling you, he had a childhood with no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought it was normal to walk into a room and see adults having sex.
Well, I mean, it would have been abnormal for them to keep me around.
Did you ever see your mom having sex?
Only once.
Who was she having sex
with?
With your dad?
Yeah, I walked in one time.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I never.
What position were they in? I bet it's frozen in your mind.
It was missionary.
It was.
Yeah.
And did you stand there and watch?
There was that second that lasts forever.
Yeah. You saw it going in and out.
No, it wasn't that close. I was on the other side of the room.
That's got to be traumatic. Yes, Gary, what do you want to ask?
No, I just want to ask Slash, because there's stuff that you're reading. I heard that you don't talk to Axl anymore. And there was that weird incident a couple of years ago, and I just never understood, Guns N' Roses, the Axl Guns N' Roses, played the Hard Rock on New Year's Eve, and Slash went there just to see what was going on, but I never understood what actually happened.
What happened was my wife and I saw an ad for Guns N' Roses at the Hard Rock at the Joint in the Hard Rock, and so we made a plan to go there. It was New Year's Eve, so went down there, sort of got myself set up, made a phone call, got set up, and then went down there, and I was forbidden to enter the venue.
But did you ever say to Axl, "Hey, I want to come by and see you"?
No.
And they didn't want you in.
The whole building knew I was coming.
Why do you think you went there? Were you looking for confrontation? Were you looking to say to him?
They were saying that the rumor was I had my guitar and my top hat, and I was going to go in there. Some.
But why go and torture yourself?
But no, I just wanted to go see Guns N' Roses because I'd never seen them before.
Yeah, but wait a second.
That was it.
You had to be angry. This isn't Guns N' Roses.
But this was years after. You have to understand, when I quit, whatever he went on to do after that was fine.
Right.
And I knew he was going to continue on with the name because that was one of the things that was leading up to the split anyway, because when it first came up. And so I was really intrigued. I wanted to go see what Guns N' Roses was.
What do you think of like Van Halen right now, where they get rid of Michael Anthony, the original bass player and backup vocal guy? They put in Eddie's son. Eddie Van Halen's son is in there now. Like, does that kind of burn you up a little bit? Because that's what Axl tried to pull with Guns N' Roses. He tried to replace the whole band. Do the fans deserve to see... They don't want to see Van Halen or Guns N' Roses with other players.
Well, I think it needs to be made very clear to the public that the original members will not be there, which... Somehow with the Guns situation, I don't think that happened.
I think that's why you went to the show that night. You wanted to sort of say to Axl, "Go ahead, you do this in front of me, asshole."
It wasn't like that.
I will tell you how
it was. It was really pretty innocent. You know, just wanted to go see. I mean, think about it. How interesting would that be?
Yeah, but you couldn't have been surprised by their reaction.
I would be angry.
I was. You know, there's a point there. It's like, oh, come on, get off it. You know, what am I going to do?
Yes, Gary.
It was weird because there was one time I went to see Guns N' Roses, and of course you're looking for the guitar player to be Slash. And it could have just been sort of, you know, nondescript. And instead it was that weird guy, Buckethead. Do you remember?
That was on the MTV show.
Yeah, it was a guy with a bucket over his head, and it was almost like calling too much attention.
I know, I was him for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Were you? You were Buckethead?
Yeah, but let me just put one thing in.
Do you think Buckethead is a talented individual?
You know, I don't really know his work. I really don't know his work.
Okay.
I've heard he's a really accomplished guitar player.
Okay.
Very technically, you know, fluent.
You say that as a put down in a way, that a guitar player has
he's not a rock guy. You know,
a rock guy has a certain soul to his guitar.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's not just all about technical.
I have heard a couple pieces of music from Buckethead, and it's technically proficient, but doesn't have any heart. You know.
So, in other words, you kind of say, hey, there's two types of musicians. There's the guy who can go in and read charts and get that all done, and then there's you. You can walk into a studio and make something magical happen.
Something like that. You know, it's like if somebody picks up the guitar and has the balls to really come from the heart and expose himself, you know, emotionally on the instrument, you can tell, you can feel it.
Getting back to the sex for 1 minute.
Wait, let me straighten out one thing about the Axl thing.
Yeah.
Just with all due respect to Axl, he didn't know that I was banned from the venue. It was a manager thing, which actually happened to be our old manager, who I hated with a passion anyway. And
so
he thought Axl might not react, you know, positively if he knew I was there, so he decided to take it upon himself.
But did Axl ever reach out to you afterwards to say, "Hey, I heard you were there. Sorry you couldn't get in. Would have loved to have seen you"?
No, that's not his style.
No, he doesn't do
reaching
that.
out.
No.
Now,
okay, sorry.
Getting back to the sexual thing, it is amazing because I'm sure you guys weren't wearing contraception and stuff. The only STD you say in your book that you got was you got genital warts on your stomach.
No. I got genital warts on my penis, but what happened was I had these marks on my stomach, which they were sort of like psoriasis kind of thing, but being hypochondriac, I guess. It was right around the time that the AIDS thing was first really starting.
Right.
And it just seemed like real small versions of what the AIDS
so you thought you had those lesions
look like. And of course, you know, it would not surprise me because practicing you know, safe sex at the time wasn't really a habit. You know, I don't think the only time you ever practiced safe sex was not to get a girl pregnant, and that was, but even then, that was hard to do.
But it is amazing. You didn't come down with a lot of stuff.
That was the only thing. That and crabs. That was the only thing.
Crabs you got. You didn't get the herpes. You didn't get any of that stuff. You really got.
I never
lucky.
even got hepatitis C, which a lot of guys.
A miracle. Did you share needles when you were shooting?
There was times.
Yes, and
see, he skirted all of them.
I've been really lucky.
Yeah,
but here you are, a hypochondriac.
Not really. I'm just, you know.
But you probably are
a little bit.
Yeah, and then you would share a needle with someone, which to me would be totally dangerous.
It's in the whole fervor of
getting the drugs.
Yeah, it is a real psychological thing to that.
You know, they say that about Keith Richards too, that he's lucky and he's got this constitution, you know, of an ox.
A horse.
Yeah, you have to be reasonably intelligent to sort of get away with a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, you know, I've been really, really lucky.
Yeah, it is. It's a roll of the dice. Another upsetting thing happened to you. You once passed out. You know, you were unconscious, and you were teabagged by Tommy Lee, the drummer of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Now, what's that all about?
Don't trust your friends.
Yeah, I mean, you passed out from drinking.
Yeah.
You're laying there on the floor unconscious. And Tommy Lee gets naked and puts his balls
over my face. They weren't touching, but
who knows?
Well, I saw the picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was it's actually in Nikki's book. I think it's a little bit more graphic in Nikki's book, of course.
Describe, if you would, the smell of Tommy's balls.
I was out cold.
I see. So you never smelled his balls.
No.
Right. Do you say to a guy afterwards, "Hey, I'm coming. I'm going to kick the shit out of you"?
You know, no. I deserved it because I put myself in that position by passing out on the floor of the bar and them having to take me up to the room and put me to sleep.
But you do expect your bros to
well,
be...
you know, I had a couple things to say, obviously, but, you know, under the circumstances, I deserved it.
You seem like a good-natured person.
I am. I'm pretty easygoing.
What about fights? Do you ever have any fist fights?
I used to.
I
haven't in a while.
Did you ever have any with Axl?
No.
You never had a fight?
I think there was one time in our relationship where I thought that was going to happen, but I think we both thought better of it.
Probably the relationship between you and Axl can never be repaired, because even in your book you say some nasty things about him, in the sense that you saw him flip out on girls who wouldn't have sex with him.
There was a one incident that I didn't put that in there because I wanted to talk about him. It just had a lot to do with why I left. We were in rehearsal at the time, and we were staying in Chicago, and why I left Chicago, which is a whole story.
What did you see that night?
Nothing I'm going to get into here.
What do you mean? He yelled at a girl or he hit her?
I just reacted inappropriately.
In other words, hey, you have to give me
sex with him.
Yeah. But there was, you know, I really don't want to get into all that because it wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal. I think the reasoning behind it and so on and so forth, I thought was sort of unsavory. So I just got sort of disgusted with the whole thing that was going on at that period. So I don't want to single that one incident out.
Why did you have sex with an old girlfriend the night before your wedding? What happened there? Were you scared to get married? Was that it? And you just said, hey, shit, I got to get out of this thing?
The first marriage I got into was an ultimatum.
Right.
And I don't think I went in the right. I didn't go into it from the heart. And so I'd sort of dated the girl that is now my wife.
Right.
You know, not really dated, but we saw each other on occasion, and we always had a good time. And she knew that. She knew that we had sort of a connection.
Is this the wife when you were doing my movie you were hanging out with?
That's the one that I was married to then.
Right.
Yeah.
You divorced her.
Wife.
Yeah, I divorced.
She was hot.
She was, you know, she was a good-looking girl, but it was an ultimatum. I'd been caught. She finally caught me. Someone ratted me out for everything that I'd done behind her back. I mean, literally everything.
Aren't friends great?
Somebody had it in for me.
Why would they do that to you?
And so we split up for a while, and of course I was out on tour, and I started feeling lonely. And just because of all these things I did to her didn't mean that I didn't care about her. It was just I really wasn't ready for that serious of a relationship at that point, I think.
Are there any? But there, again, there's no rules, you know. So like you would just say, hey, screw it.
I was like a sex addict at that point.
You were.
I was out of control.
When you went to rehab,
I used to keep 3 and 4 hotel rooms in every hotel, so I could go bouncing around.
So that's part of your thing. You can't sit still. So so keep yourself busy with women, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's like drugs.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
You know, you can't knock it, though.
A lot of famous women?
No, not necessarily. I mean, some more famous than others, but
look at you. How many women you figured you banged in your time? Come on,
I don't brag.
Give me a number.
I don't have a number.
You up over 500?
I have no.
Look at you.
You didn't keep any records?
Of course not.
Are you kidding? There are written records. It's more thorough than a German concentration camp.
Anyway, so what happened was Perla heard that I was getting married. Actually, she came to my bachelor party, which was a co-ed bachelor party because what I was saying was I called my girlfriend up. I called my girlfriend up, who was going to be my wife, and I said, let's get back together. And she said, not unless we get married. And I was like, oh.
So you had to do it.
And so then we did it, and Perla, who'd known me from previous, came around and said, ha ha, you know, and then somehow we ended up doing it the night before my wedding.
Beautiful.
The wedding was doomed from that point on. The marriage was doomed, you know. But I feel really bad because I actually put her through something. I'm not into hurting people's feelings for, you know, being inconsiderate.
How are your children going to rebel against you? It's going to be tough.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll find.
They'll be
all kids find something.
Yeah.
They seem like good kids, or what?
They're great kids.
They are.
Yeah, they're out of control too, though. We have to work really hard to keep them in check.
Right, because you're used to having a life.
My wife
rules.
and I, when we first, our whole relationship, up until when we had kids, we were probably the craziest couple you'll ever meet.
Oh, I believe that.
And so when the kids came, it sort of, I guess it was payback. It's like, okay, we got 2 boys. It's like,
who are the great bands today? Anybody turning you on musically, or are you just fed up with the whole scene?
You know, I don't have a lot of positive things to say about what's going on with rock and roll right now.
Right.
I mean, it's about as far removed from the genuine article as far as I'm concerned. There's some bands that are still around that came out in the 90s, which I might have not thought that much of then, but I think huge, I think they're great now because they're the only bands around that have any inkling of what that kind of rock and roll attitude.
What's an example of one of those bands?
Well, Foo Fighters are great.
Yeah. Foo Fighters are great.
One of the greatest bands that's come out in the last 15 years.
Did it surprise you when the drummer from the Foo Fighters turned out to be a lead singer and guitar player?
Yeah,
I mean, what did I say?
Drummer from Nirvana.
Yeah, from Nirvana.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw the Foo Fighters was here at what's the place by Dave Letterman. Right across
Roseland.
I saw him at Roseland, and it was great. And that was in not too long after Kurt died.
It was shocking to you, probably.
But he is a great band, and he's a great songwriter. Yeah.
So, when you had to write a book, I don't even know what inspired you to write a book. When you say you wrote the book, you worked with a writer, and he even claims at 4 a.m. when you would remember a story, you would call him. You don't know any work hours, and
well, no, I had to call him when they came because trying to recall all that stuff wasn't the easiest thing to do.
Oh, I think it's the most difficult thing in the world. Well, you've done it. I mean, you've written a very, very interesting book. This is great. Slash's new book, Slashed. That's the name of the book.
It's just Slash.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said slashed.
Yeah, you did say that.
I thought,
Sloshed. Slash's new book.
Slash would have been a good title.
That's a good one. You should have talked to me. The book Slash is in stores now, and you can check out Slash in Guitar Hero 3 in stores now as well.
Best game ever, by the way.
Isn't it cool?
Guitar Hero Howard is the best fucking game.
It's one of those things I got involved with that I don't consider a sellout because it was so cool.
Better than chess?
No, chess is great, but that's a different animal.
I see.
I keep chess on my BlackBerry.
You play chess?
Yeah.
You're not on the ICC,
What's the ICC?
Chessclub.com, Internet Chess Club?
No.
Oh.
Because Howard could play with you.
I will play with you.
Really?
Oh, yes.
That's when I remember starting playing chess when I was pretty young, and I've always had a thing for chess.
I don't want to brag, but I'm a 1600.
No, I believe you're probably pretty good. You seem like you would be.
Yeah, I'm no retard.
I'm into poker now. That's my new thing.
That's your thing?
That seems like everybody's into poker. So
But are you going to get carried away with that and blow a lot of money?
No. I mean, at this point, I love watching it on TV, and I love playing it on my telephone.
Right.
And it's.
Are you playing big stakes poker?
I'm not a gambler. You're not going to get me to take $1,000 or $10,000 and put it on the table.
How much do you play for?
I don't play for anything. I'm playing on a machine.
Yeah,
that's
he doesn't go to the
that's
casino.
I have some friends that I can play with, but that's small stakes.
All right, get the book Slash in stores now. What do you want to say, Garibaldi?
I got a question and then a story. One of our friends has a good story about Slash. But in the book, do you talk about how you wrote the songs? Because I read how you came up with the guitar riff for Sweet Child of Mine. I was wondering if it was true.
I got into a lot of the songs on Appetite because it's such an infamous record, and so I did talk about Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle and Night Train and Paradise City and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because Sweet Child of Mine supposedly was what he would do to warm up that riff.
Right, it's in practicing, I try and make up something interesting just to keep myself engaged instead of just mindless.
It's a great riff.
Mindless practicing. And I stumbled on this cool pattern that had a nice melody to it and started coming up with these different notes within the pattern. And then a couple of the other guys started playing some chords behind it.
And then would Axl come in and then start singing to it?
Axl, unbeknownst to us, was upstairs writing lyrics to it, and we didn't know.
Wow.
And so the next day at rehearsal, he goes, "Let's do that thing you guys were working on," and it became this big song.
That's great. When it's that easy, it's a shame it can't last forever, You just wish you could stay in that zone.
But that was just him warming up.
It's also one of those songs.
The song still gives me chills.
It's one of those songs that's very indicative of an entire band working together.
Right.
It would never have happened without the other guys.
Yeah.
Right. It's a collaborative thing that happens. But you were this is your warm-up exercise.
It's not a warm-up exercise. He said that.
Well, that's what I read. What was it?
It was just something that I made up that I was just thought was interesting.
Practice,
but I never would have probably made a song out of it. It was very private. They just happened to pick up on it.
And Axl walks downstairs and says, "Hey, listen to these lyrics I'm working on."
He didn't know. He didn't say anything. It was the next day. If I remember correctly, he goes, "Hey, play that thing you guys were jamming in the living room yesterday." And so we started playing it, and he started singing something. So he was up there listening and writing.
Wow. Oh, that's just great. That's a cool story. Yeah.
Now I got to tell you our story. So Shuley, our very own Shuley, used to live in Las Vegas, and he said he worked at one of those photo places, and he said he once developed a nude roll of film of Slash. He's out there if you want to talk to him about it.
You got to be kidding me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you do that on camera?
You
don't care. You probably
I don't believe this, but
what was it, Shuley? You worked in a camera place.
Well, it was like a souvenir/liquor store that sold everything. If it wasn't nailed down, we'd sell it, and we developed film there too. And he came in and was trash. And at the time, I didn't even recognize Slash because he didn't have a hat on. His hair was like flat and everything. And they dropped off a roll of film. It was you, and I don't know which one.
Was it in L.A.?
No, it was in Vegas. It was on Fremont Street.
No, okay. There's actually some pictures in the book of she and I, but they weren't full on sex. There's There's some nudity, but there's no real penetration.
There's a picture in the book. She's got her face where the sun don't shine.
When I developed the film, that's when I realized it was Slash because there was a picture of him in the shower, and I saw this tattoo on his arm of himself. It says Slash with the hat.
It's a tattoo. He was actually of a girl, but it has my name.
Oh, it does. Okay, well,
character.
And he was nude, and he's just standing there in the shower.
How was he hung? Was he have a big penis?
Yeah, it was huge. I made double prints. I put it in the book we had for naked photos. We had a book underneath for nude pictures. You're
very gracious.
That was very nice of you. Well, Slash, it's a pleasure.
Yes, Can I ask him a couple of questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
What? How you doing, man? Artie. You guys were like a great sort of band in the tradition of classic, rock and roll. When you saw bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam, that whole grunge thing coming on, did you feel like you guys were in trouble in any way?
No. I was really excited. Being that in the 80s, we were one of the few sort of hands down gritty rock and roll bands. There was so much other glam and sort of fake anthem, stadium rock, or whatever you want to call it, going on. When grunge happened, which I still have a hard time calling it that, but in the 90s, in the early 90s, when Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, what's the other band?
Pearl Jam.
Yeah. And bands like that, those were the main ones. I thought it was great because it was like some new blood, and I was really addicted to a couple of these records.
So was it a turn off to you? You liked it?
What would you rather call it? Rock and roll, like anything else,
It was
right?
basically just an extension of what we were doing.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
And just one real last thing. I've struggled with drugs as documented on this show, and I'm curious. What created more chaos in your life? Because I have a definite answer to this.
Yeah.
Coke or heroin? What do you think created more like chaos? What made you more out of control?
Coke definitely made me more out of control. But we keep mentioning Coke, but I only speedballed Coke, so I always had it with heroin.
Oh, really?
I did a couple lines here and there. Like I used to hang out with Sam Kinison back in the day, and he used to blow my mind. He'd do a line the size of this table in one hit.
Yeah,
I mean, really some serious business.
Yeah.
Coke's not really my drug of choice. It's too up.
So you always had heroin?
I'm a heroin guy.
Wow.
But some of my weirdest stories in the book are about when I'd run out of dope and it just end up with the Coke left to shoot, and then the hallucinations that go along with that.
Right.
Hey, you said at one point you put your fist through a piece of glass shower.
There was something that happened, an incident in Phoenix, where I probably would have gone to jail for a good amount of time.
Oh, really?
And luckily, there was a promoter there. My manager called. That was probably one of the few.
What happened?
One of the few good things they ever did for me. They got me on a plane and sent me back to L.A. like that.
What did you do though?
I tripped out in this resort.
Coke. Yeah. You started to hallucinate.
Yeah, completely. And I was running around this resort, running from something I thought was chasing me.
You were naked, weren't you?
Yeah, I was naked, and I ran into this maid who pressed charges.
Oh my goodness!
For what?
For what do you call it? Like
indecent exposure.
No. When you punch somebody, what do you call it?
Assault. Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Punched the maid.
And then
you were naked and you punched the maid.
I just ran over her.
You thought she was a monster.
I knocked her down. No, she was in my way, and
and you were running from what? What did you see?
I was running from these little imaginary demons that had these little guns that were chasing me, and I trashed my hotel room trying to get away from them, and then went through the front door.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No, it was. You
could have lost your mind.
Yeah, in the book you described them. What do you say that you described?
I said they looked like the little predator guys.
Yeah,
that's the closest. That was the best thing I could.
I mean, you were real hardcore with this. In fact, in the book, Slash goes into the fact that he got a virus from drinking too much, and they had to replace something in your heart, didn't they?
They put a defibrillator in my heart.
Right.
Wow.
And they told me that
this is hardcore.
That I wasn't going to live. They said you have 6 days to 6 weeks, and I refused to. I remember that was serious, and I didn't have a problem quitting drinking to sort of go along with doctor's orders. But I was really concerned with getting all because I had to cancel the tour, and so I wanted to make up those dates.
Right.
And that's what got me through it. And I was back on the road within months.
Because when you're on coke or heroin, at least me, you can drink endlessly. And when I would go on a Coke binge, I was more into Coke in my 20s because it forced you to be social. Cocaine, you were out, and that's why it created more chaos. But heroin, you want to withdraw and be by yourself.
I'm an introvert by nature, so doing Coke and socializing, it's like, it's okay. It makes it more, like, I go out now and I realize why I did so many drugs, because I just can't
stand being
it's
around
like
people.
Boring, you know,
Right,
go out,
yeah.
hang out at a bar, everybody's talking, and you're like, this is why I used to drink.
Well, anyway, hey, by the way, you were at Anna Nicole Smith's funeral.
Yeah.
How did that? Were you close with her?
What's I wouldn't say close. She was more of an acquaintance to me, but she was close to my wife.
Oh.
And you know, we didn't know each other all that well, but what's the guy's name? Her attorney?
Howard K. Stern.
Howard invited us, and Perla thought we should go, so we took off and went down there. And that was a real scene. And that Nicole's mom was a real piece of work.
Really?
Yeah. She showed up at the funeral. I guess it was about an hour to 2 hours late because she was at the courthouse still trying to win that.
Yeah. The custody deal.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, man. You've done it all, and you've put it in.
And
you've put
find
it in a
yourself
book.
everywhere. Yes.
And I got to tell you something. It's a great book. Good for you, man. Slash's new book, Slash, in stores now. Check out Slash and Guitar Hero 3, by the way.
And we have Velvet Revolver's got a new record out.
Yeah, Velvet Revolver, and that thing's going well.
So we're touring. I'm just on a quick break. We're going to Japan and Australia.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I can't believe you got Scott Weiland under control.
He's probably he's the angel in the band at this
No
point.
kidding.
Yeah,
It's
I wouldn't
unbelievable.
call him an angel, but he's doing really well.
Well, it's great. It's always great to see you. I love
great
when you
seeing
come
you
in here.
too.
I love to sit and talk to you about your life. It's fascinating.
All you guys, and I heard you were sick, so you might not be here. So I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm not sick. Don't
No,
believe
she's sick.
the rumors.
She's the healthiest one in the room, Slash.
All right. That's right. Thanks, Slash.
All right,
Good
man,
luck with the
thank
book.
you.
All right, Slash, how do you think it went in there today?
It was good. That was one of the more comfortable times I've had doing Howard Show. I always have a good time doing Howard Show, but I also get nervous. You know.
Why were you nervous?
I don't really like talking all that much. You know, like doing face-to-face interviews because I'm sort of quiet. You know, and I get thrown to the wolves sometimes. Howard's like that. The first time I ever did an interview with Howard was over the phone, and I didn't know who he was. This was years ago, and I called him from Hawaii at like 2 a.m, drunk off my ass, and didn't know who I was dealing with, and he just sort of wiped the floor up with me. But luckily, he was. I think that what broke the ice though was that he was cool enough to let me redo the show the next day. And so ever since then, we've had sort of a relationship. So I have a lot of respect for the guy.
Now, was it weird talking about like your sex life and your childhood with drugs and everything?
I was sort of expecting it, but you never know exactly how it's going to go. There was a couple of uncomfortable moments in there, especially the group sex stuff, because I hadn't really thought about that. I didn't have any good answers for it. But it's all good,
Bullshit. Sam? Yeah. What brings you down here today?
I have no idea.
Just came to hang out.
Well, yeah, when the guy owns a company, he tells you to come on the show, you go.
You listen, right?
And the walking backwards drives me.
You got to do it, man.
It's unbelievable.
You got to.
All right.
I'm getting good at it, I think.
You won't keep going backwards?
Not.
You'd rather let me go out of focus and run into that wall.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll sacrifice that footage.
How's it going? How's it going? Forget me. How's it going for you?
It's all right. I'm a little tired.
You tired? Now, where is your career going from here? Where is this going to take you?
I'm moving on up. I'm an associate producer right now.
You see the Academy Awards with a hooker won the screenplay?
Yes, I did for Juno.
That's where you ought to be. You could be like
stripping or
no, a handheld camera guy. They would say, "What did you used to do?" And you would say, "I worked at Howard Stern, and then I shot a movie." Apparently, it's not difficult to do.
No, I think it's
when strippers are winning Academy Awards. I think
exactly.
It's not. Yeah, it's not hard to do. Otherwise, everything's good. How are you?
Good.
Didn't we say this already?
Yeah, I think we made this chit chat.
But how have you really been doing? How are your parents?
My parents are good.
They're proud of you?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Did you get a college degree?
I did.
In what?
In broadcasting. Went to a good school,
Yeah, but that's not really a good degree.
Why not?
Well, if you don't make it in broadcasting, then what do you do? You could be a doctor in Venezuela.
Hey, Jay Thomas is here. He's always on fire. He always has great stories. Jay has his own radio show here on Sirius Satellite Radio. You should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6. I always listen to him. I listen to Bubba. There's so much stuff going on. It's from 3 to 6 on Sirius Stars Channel 102. The great Jay Thomas, who really is quite delightful. I like Jay.
Where is he?
He's stalling. He's making an entrance.
Yeah. Making us demand him.
What were you doing out there that you're so busy?
He was telling me a story of coaching his kids in baseball.
Oh.
And I was pretending I cared.
Gary's stories are all beautiful family stories.
First of all, Jay and I both coached in the same league in the same time.
Here we go again. It was boring then, it's boring now, and it's going to continue to be boring.
Okay, Jay, why don't we sit down on a plane and you can tell me how you build houses for 5 fucking hours?
I don't, but you know what? I stopped doing that. I realized it's like
you didn't stop talking about it.
How about people that show you the pictures of their fucking kids?
I didn't do that.
Right?
It's so right. You know, my parents, I used to say to them, why don't you ever carry a picture of me in your wallet or your purse, Mom? And they go, we hate people who show pictures of their children. We have nothing to brag about. I go, you have nothing to brag about.
What were you, like, all nose when you were a kid? What
I don't know what it was, but like I thought, well, maybe they could have a picture so that they could look at me. When I was
they wanted to check on you every once in a while.
No, they had no concept of that. Jay, I was hearing a story, which is fascinating. By the way, did you watch the Academy Awards?
You know, I did, and
Who's getting lap dances from Diablo Cody? I mean,
I've got to tell you that we struck, you know, I'm in the Writers Guild, all that stuff, that we struck battling for the writers and all, and then a hooker wins the best screenplay and says, I'm learning a lot from the writers, and it's like, it was such an embarrassment.
Yes.
It was such a slap in the face to writers.
What are you guys holding out for?
Well, in all fairness, she wasn't a hooker. She was a stripper. Let's be honest.
I'm sorry. That's a hooker to me. You can call it, because if there's enough money, do they not screw guys?
Well, not all of them, but let's be honest.
You think she never screwed anybody for money?
I don't know. I don't know the girl.
Then the movie's about a little slut, right?
Yes.
And here's the other thing. They're always having the thing, and I go to these things and I wear a ribbon for abortion. Always, you know, everybody should have an
woman's
abortion.
right to choose.
Never do they have an abortion in the movies.
No, never.
Nobody ever has an abortion.
That
right?
16-year-old girl in Juneau would have had an abortion in 2 seconds. You're absolutely right.
No, I didn't see the movie.
Has an abortion.
They should. We have enough people.
He's so right.
They should have an abortion. I mean,
Well, what about the family that wanted to adopt that baby?
Didn't they break up? I didn't see the movie.
Yes, they do.
And so they give it to a broken family.
More trouble.
So they should have aborted.
It's a great story.
And they give it to a broken family, which is already a mess.
Well, you're from New Orleans, and you even, I thought this was an incredible statement.
So many people should have been aborted in New Orleans. It's not even funny.
I want to see the sequel of Juno in 15 years when that kid's ripping off cars and mugging
But you had said yourself that the
I don't think that Diablo Cody will write another movie that we care about.
You hope not. You got jealous, didn't you? Be honest. I mean,
you know what?
have been
I'm
in the
jealous
business.
because they make it out like we are the peons, and then the King of France and the Queen and all are in this thing, and we look at them through the fence, and then they throw us bread they've chewed on for a minute.
Are you saying that the Academy Awards are like high school, where the cool kids all get to congregate
and give each other awards,
and you're on the outside looking in, and no one will let you come to the party?
And if the women are so beautiful, why don't they have anybody?
Right.
Why doesn't Cameron Diaz have a man?
Because she's a fucking pain in the ass.
I don't know. And by the way, when they're taking the pictures, what is with this?
What, turning to the side?
What does that mean? It's a cat's ass. It's a cat's ass.
You know, I saw Miley Cyrus doing that. She's 15 years old.
What's with the 15-year-olds acting like 40-year-olds?
Raising kids in Hollywood, were you afraid of that? I mean, the kid turning into a Hollywood kid. Miley, what his name is Miley? I never heard of this. Miley.
Well, she's a little...
We struggled to get the kids into an upscale preschool. I mean, you probably went through this with your kids. This is a long time ago. And we went, and we had to get, and Alex Trebek and his wife were trying to get into school the same time we were.
And there's only so many slots available.
And they had the quintessential black woman headmaster, but everybody else was white and rich in the school. And Jack Nicholson,
in a very liberal neighborhood.
Right.
It was in it was on Clinton Street. I'll never forget it. It's still it's the Something Learning Center. And one day we're parking the car, and my wife's, it was Jamie Lee Curtis was helping park the cars. And Bruce Springsteen was in the coffee room. And Jack Nicholson, well, my wife was going, my God.
We got to get in.
Get into school.
Yeah.
So we bring
want to go to this
we
school.
bring our little 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy, and he's got some issues. He's not right.
Right.
He's mentally not right. And
Right. Your son is not mentally right?
What about your son?
He's okay now, but he wasn't right.
Not everybody has a perfect kid. He would admit that.
Thank you for admitting it.
We would go to McDonald's, and you know where they have the balls? You get to play with the balls?
Yeah.
He would get in there, and then he would grab a kid and start strangling him, and pulling him, and some dad would say, hey, who's that? And I would say, that's my son. And he goes, hey, get him out. And now my son wouldn't let go and then would bite the kid. It was really terrible.
Wait, now, does your son still have problems? I mean, honestly.
He builds guns now. He makes a real gun.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, we deal with it all the time.
So he's a real violent kid. I mean,
no,
he's
he's
born
not.
violent.
He's a crack shot and all, but we let him get it
Should
out.
he be around guns?
Will you stop that?
I'm not kidding.
No, he tried to strangle children
Yes.
at a young age, and
now
he's
he
into
builds
guns.
Now,
What school does he go to? Because I want to
he
stay
goes
away
to a
from there.
public school now.
They won't let him in the private school.
No. So we go to the higher learning thing, and we had like this kind of thing with him. And one guy in Burbank says to me, "Who's that kid in there?" And I go, "Oh, that's my son." He goes, "If I didn't recognize you, I'd punch you in the nose." He says, like, because he recognized me, he wasn't gonna. So I climb in the thing, and I did this constantly. My wife's crying. We had another kid, and also finally we sent him to this school.
It's a tough kid.
We get there, and Alex Trebek is with this young wife of his, and they're trying to get in. And
they're
hold
kissing the black woman's ass, who's the headmistress.
We get the kid in.
Yeah, good.
We get him in.
Good. You
He's
paid him
there, my wife says Jamie Lee Curtis is parking the cars and all. Well, he's not there a minute. He's in the sandbox. He strangles a kid.
Was it someone's famous kid?
Bites the kid, yeah. Like somebody I never heard of, a producer's child. So they call us up and they go, your child needs a shadow teacher.
What's that?
For $400 a week, a woman stays with him all day.
Well, at least they didn't kick him out. They didn't give up on him.
$400 a week, and he's great with the shadow teacher, who's a psychologist or a kid or whatever she is from high school. I said, well, I'd like it too if somebody hung with me all day, right?
Poor you. You have to pay $400
extra a week, and it was $1,000 a month. I am so mad, and so I say to my wife, why don't we send him up the street with the Mexican kids and all, where he would fit in, he would fight, he would be a gang member. He looks like
he likes guns,
like he's from a broken home or something.
Right.
Mom, I got my colors today.
Did you ever take him to a psychiatrist at that age and say,
yes,
what's going on
he's
here?
pre-fucked up. He belongs
with these kids.
And the kid. And we had a psychiatrist, and they would go to McDonald's with us, two of them.
Right.
This is another $5,000. And we would stay there.
Aren't
and
you
then
glad you had kids?
We'd put him into the thing and see if he strangled someone. We started going to McDonald's in other neighborhoods that they didn't know us.
Right.
We go into West Los Angeles.
Right.
So we're spending tons of money. So now the school says he's become such a problem. We have to have a meeting.
Oh, no.
We have to have a meeting.
Is it hard to love a kid like this?
It is.
It is. Go ahead.
So we got 7 people in the room, and they're telling us these things, psychiatrists and things, and the quintessential, 6 foot tall, a black woman headmaster, not another black person on the staff, not a Mexican, nothing.
Nothing.
And I say, we're not all talking about this little 2.5 foot kid, are we? We can't be.
Right.
And I said, this is ridiculous, and we're out of here. We're done. And the woman said, well, okay. And they gave us our money back. And so that's a big deal. They gave us our money back. We ended up going to some school run by lesbians, and he was fabulous at the lesbian school.
So do you think there's something to the fact that the she schools are doing something wrong?
Here it is. You don't have to be smart to be an actor.
Right.
Writing is hard. Producing is hard. I guess directing, you have to know.
I don't know how writing is hard. A stripper can do it.
That's true. But actors are not bright, and I've said it forever. I get in trouble for saying it, but
I got to ask you a question about that.
They're not
I've heard
smart.
Listen, I'm watching this show, In Treatment, Gabriel Byrne.
I love that show.
Okay, me too. They memorize all these
Unbelievable.
lines. There's
What
got
does
to be
memory have to do with
nothing?
Let me finish my point.
Smart.
There's got to be some
The
intelligence.
Rain Man
there.
could memorize shit.
I can't memorize.
I'm a Rain Man, memorize
You're
everything.
brilliant.
No, I'm not. I don't. I mean, I feel stupid. So when I see these actors, they're able to memorize entire soliloquies, monologues. They're able to do this. They have this ability. You can't see the intelligence in that?
I don't think memorization is intelligence.
What? I'm sorry.
I don't think memorization is intelligence. The average person says what you say. You did a movie. I didn't see you stumble or you talk.
No, I struggled to remember the lines, and there were my lines.
They do too. Much. They do, but they do too.
Well, I'll tell you something. This is a fascinating story. And, you know, even more fascinating is your take on the whole... Jay is from New Orleans.
Right.
And the guys told me this. This was something they put in the notes. That you recently in New Orleans rented out your house to Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
To their architects.
Okay. Oh, to their architects.
Brad Pitt, who is a wonderful guy and is helping New Orleans.
Is he smart?
I don't think so. I think he's naive. I think he's really rich.
He wants to bring all the poor people back to New Orleans and build up their neighborhoods, right?
Yeah, and we'd like him to stop that. The hurricane, of course, did us a tremendous favor and blew tons of killers out of town and people living on the dole and everything else. And so now they're all trying to come back.
But there's still a high...
terrible.
A murder rate there.
A friend of mine just got shot in the ass. He was being robbed. They shot him and the bullet went through a cheek. A transvestite robbed him.
So you're serious when you say that the hurricane was a good thing?
Yes.
It was God's way of cleaning up New Orleans.
So now when you
I didn't even believe in God till the hurricane.
So when you see Brad Pitt
Did you see the people in the Super Bowl? Did you see them?
Yes.
Would you like to live anywhere near any of those people?
I don't know.
Where's our food, motherfucker? Where's our food? It was horrible. It was horrible.
So you were pleased when New Orleans changed after the hurricane, and now when people like Brad Pitt, who doesn't really live in New Orleans,
he should be rebuilding houses in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Right.
I went to the airport, and all these church groups are coming to help rebuild places that no one gives a shit about.
Right.
I couldn't find anybody to work. I went to the airport to, Southwestern Baptist Church from Mississippi or wherever the hell, Texas. I said, look, I'll give you $20 an hour apiece. Work in my neighborhood, rebuild our houses. Don't go in that neighborhood. And they laughed at me.
Right.
And they went and did Jesus' work and all that. Brad Pitt gave $5 million. He's going to build 150 houses. He brings in architects from all over the world. And they're very nice people, but they're naive. These architects stay in my house and destroy it.
What do you mean?
They left underwear and pot and beer and shit. They went nuts. They just spent his money and went completely nuts.
So they wrecked.
So it was like a frat party.
Yes.
So they wrecked your house.
Yes.
Did you have to get some additional funds from them in order to fix up the house?
We thought about doing it, but I was, I didn't give them a break because they were helping. That's another thing.
Right.
If you're coming to New Orleans to help, I don't give you a break when you rent my house.
Right. So
Right.
Did Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie ever show up at your house?
They never came to my home, but what they did was they threw a party. And they threw it in the area where they're building the houses. And there was a big trailer there, and they put fences up and all. And so a guy I know says, look, they're throwing this party. Maybe I can get you in. And I said, sure. So we go to the thing. Not only could I get in, they let everyone in. It was like Andrew Jackson's inauguration. He let everybody in the White House, and it was a terrible idea.
Right.
It's the last time they let human beings in the White House. So regular humans. So I walk through the gate, and there are people all over the place, and I talked to a cop, and he says, this is crazy. These 4 guys over here, we had a gunfight with last week.
Oh, my God.
Brad's walking around. She's got the little baby. They have security. A woman comes in with the scissors and tries to cut a piece of his hair off so she can clone another Brad Pitt.
Oh,
wow.
stop.
They grab her, pull her down.
Right.
Then a guy with a microphone goes up.
This is who they're trying to save.
Very nice people. Very nice people.
But they're naive because they're saving these people who are not worthy.
And a man came up to Angelina Jolie, started a tape recorder. She's holding a baby. And he said, I thought it was somebody from your show. He says, I understand you're fucking your bodyguard. Like that. And they grabbed him. And I'm in the thing I thought it was somebody. I thought it was, Stuttering John had come back or something.
Write down that question. We need to use it.
So I'm looking around going, get out of this neighborhood, fill this place in, knock all these fucking houses down,
right? And
let the tourists come in, and that's the end of that. I don't know. And I said this to Larry King, and Jay, how can you say it? I think, well, Larry, why don't you go fucking live there?
Right?
They'll fucking shoot you in about 2 seconds.
But that's what all the liberals will say. What's wrong with you, Jay?
Yeah,
while
right.
They live in Malibu.
I don't want to be bothered when I live someplace. I don't want to have to worry about people shooting people, and then the mayor of New Orleans has had some sort of nervous breakdown or something. He doesn't even talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
He's in hiding?
So you're on top of this because you love New Orleans. And
Yeah. You
this
live
is
there.
and he has a home
Yes,
there. And
I
this
do.
is all of
That's
that.
it.
So how's the radio show going?
It's going very well,
Yeah.
and thank you very much. And I signed a new 2-year contract. And they were very nice.
You're going to be
also.
at Sirius for another 2 years.
Another 2 years.
Everyone likes that.
Yes,
I love
it's
listening
all
to the
good.
show. I think it's
Thank
great.
you.
I still don't understand the logistics. Where are you when you do this show?
I do it from California, and then I have a studio outside of New Orleans, and then I come here to New York, and I just kind of do this kind of bouncing around thing.
I find it hard to not be in the studio with everyone, but you have no problem doing it.
None whatsoever.
You're that talented that you can do the show from anywhere.
You could do it, too. You could do it from your house. Why you come in is ridiculous.
I'm not sure. Denny, you're on
What
the
do you
air.
mean, not
Wouldn't it be
sure?
weird if you were here and I was somewhere else and
No.
we couldn't look at each other?
Like, how would you be a guest when
Are you
have
really
a
getting
guest?
anything from looking at me? What
I'm
are you
connected.
getting?
I don't know. I'm getting a vibe.
When you have a guest,
I
where
can't-
are they, Jay?
Yeah,
I
who
don't know
knows?
where the fuck they are. They're someplace else.
But you all pretend you're in the same room.
I don't pretend. I say I'm someplace, and they're not. Look, it doesn't make any difference. When you talk on the phone, do you need to see the person on the phone?
No, but that's different. Well, I don't know. I think
I
it's
can't
different
see
tonight.
Artie right now.
That's true. Denny, you're
Say
eating.
something, Artie.
I'm eating.
Hey, now,
Don't bother Artie.
I'm with Jay. we should do it.
I mean,
from home.
hold on. Artie, you see that? He said something.
If Artie did the show from home, we'd never hear from him.
That's right. We never get
Denny, go ahead. You're on the air.
Jay,
Watch this. Denny's on the phone. We don't need to see Denny. If we saw Denny, we would be disgusted by what we're seeing.
Denny, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem, man.
Have you ever seen Denny live? Has anybody seen Denny?
No, I've never seen Denny.
Denny, what do you weigh? How much do you weigh? Denny, how much do you weigh?
Well, let Denny make his point.
All
please.
right, go ahead,
Denny. Go ahead.
I'm from New Orleans, Jay, and I cannot believe you're just taking advantage of your celebrity to get attention when this town needs people like you who know about the city to speak positively about it, and you're sitting here using it to get yourself attention instead of getting the city attention. Like,
hold on a minute. I love you. You sound like you have a job. Have you shot anybody lately? Do you sell drugs or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm there all the time. I have a home there. You and I are the same person. Do you not want all the scumbags to leave?
Listen, the city is the city, and with the scumbags, without them, it's New Orleans. It's not Colorado.
Well,
all right?
Jay is saying that he wants
Yeah.
certain people there, and so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this man is saying he liked the color of the city.
No, but you know,
before it
Denny
was
and I are the same guy.
whitewashed.
No, not whitewashed. No, absolutely not. There is a huge middle class of black, Hispanic, everything else. But there are some scumbags here. Denny, you got relatives like I have relatives. Our relatives are scumbags, too. I'm glad some of my relatives are gone.
Let's go to Kyra.
I mean, they're all... Denny, how many relatives do you have that collect welfare and all that shit
He's
and
got
live for
already.
free?
Kyra in Tampa,
What a nice
Florida.
guy, though.
Yes.
He didn't curse or anything.
No, nothing. Kyra, go ahead. You're on the
Stay
air.
in New Orleans, Denny. You're my kind of person.
Hey, Jay. I'm a native of Baton Rouge, and I am so glad to hear a celebrity
That's right.
come on the air and tell.
It's like Howard. No, that's right.
and tell the feelings that you have about the city because you're there, you see what's going on. And
She likes what you have to say, I believe.
I mean, do you really resent
I sleep
Brad
with a
Pitt?
shotgun in my house.
Really?
You do?
That my son built.
Right. I got to meet that son of yours.
Really?
Let's go to John. John,
Someone
you're
breaks
on.
in, he'll choke.
Hey,
him.
this
What
has
the fuck?
gotten serious all of a sudden.
Beechwood, New Jersey. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, hey, Howard, how you doing?
Hey.
Jay, I think you're phony. You talk about being a writer and all this. You went on Tonight Show during the writer's strike. What's that all about?
I didn't go on a Tonight Show. I turned Jay Leno down. I went on Jimmy Kimmel's show.
But he had
Well, what's
writers
the
that were
difference,
striking too.
Well,
I was going to ask you about that, Jay.
Yeah.
You see, I saw
Leno
that.
asked everybody on who he hadn't talked to, and Leno hadn't had me on in 10 years.
Right.
Probably because I do Letterman and stuff.
Right.
He calls up, and they want me to come on, and we turned it down. But some people were saying, "Well, okay, I'll come on if you'll have me on after the writer's strike," and he wouldn't say that.
Right.
But I like Jimmy Kimmel. I think he's a good guy.
Yeah, I do too.
And I went on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and that didn't. I don't think me going on a Jimmy Kimmel show.
But isn't that sort of hypocritical? You're a writer.
Yes.
You're on strike.
Yes.
It is. And Jimmy.
Totally hypocritical.
No, I mean,
Whatever you just said.
Did you put your career ahead of?
I had
the
nothing
writer?
to promote. My career hasn't been ahead in a long time.
But seriously,
I'm wondering wondering if he put down his little sign to go into the show. Did
Well,
you
no,
walk
they
off
snuck me in the back, so I didn't have to go past the picketers. By the way, why weren't the signs more inventive? The signs weren't even if they're such great writers.
It's true. But seriously, did you have qualms about going on Jimmy's show?
No.
You really didn't?
None.
Oh,
the
stop
Jay
it.
Leno show I turned down. Isn't that enough?
Well, but wait a
I
second.
probably could have used an appearance on the Jay Leno show. I probably could have used it.
Right, sure. Might have led to something better.
Whatever. I
Who knows?
turned it down. That's right.
Okay. All right. So, in other words, you will sell yourself out to a certain degree.
Well, here's what's sad. Leno's numbers were bigger without writers and continued to be David Letterman with all the writers, which, of course, made him more of a nut. Letterman's now more of a nut.
Do you think that Jay Leno is lying when he said he didn't have any help writing his monologues?
Of course he is.
He is lying.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Watch this. There's a strike. Nobody's here. Don't you and Artie talk on the telephone,
Sure.
and by accident, Artie says a few funny things that you by accident write down, that you later on by accident remember and say on the radio?
And then I accidentally pay him?
Exactly.
Right.
You don't pay him, you give to some charity that he's a big member of.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
So in other
How
words...
about Clean Syringes or something? You do something for him. Whatever that group is. How about that group, Clean Syringes? Jesus Christ.
Would it be
How about
impossible?
shoot them with something they never wake up? How about that one?
I can see where your son got his violent tendencies.
You know what? I mean this. When I see the scumbags in the street, why don't we have a truck that goes around, picks them up, gives them a little thing, and it's over. We don't see them again.
Wait a minute, Jay. Why do you get to say what is a decent human being?
How do you know I'm not the son of God? How does anybody know that?
Jay, which pleased you more? I never asked you this.
What?
Which pleased you more?
Yeah.
The hurricane in New Orleans or the tsunami? Which did you
know
like
what was
better?
funny about the tsunami? Watch this.
There was something funny?
I'm vacationing. Let's say I'm vacationing, and I look out the window. My wife says, honey, all of the animals are running uphill, every one of them. And we're having our breakfast. Remember the videos of the people having breakfast?
Yeah. Sure.
And the ocean went out a mile.
Right.
And all the fish are exposed, and the fish are trying to go uphill. And now every dog, every cat, every fucking goat, every idiot animal runs uphill.
Right.
I'm one of these. Get the towels. Get the suntan lotion. Let's go uphill. Right?
Right.
When my cat is nervous in my house, I turn to my wife and go, earthquake, earthquake. And we get ready. We stock shit. The cats are like nervous. Earthquake. And I'm kidding.
The animals know instinctively.
Of course they do. He's right.
There wasn't a dog killed in the tsunami. That's true.
Because they knew to run uphill.
Not a fucking goat died in the tsunami. My family and I would have gone uphill.
Right. Because you see the signs
Even
in
the
nature.
son who chokes people would have been able to figure this out.
He would have stepped on Jay's head to get uphill.
What about the model?
Petra Nemkova.
And she loses her fucking boyfriend and shit, right?
Right.
She's hanging on a tree.
Now she's with Sean Penn at the Oscars.
I know.
When the ocean goes out a mile, something bad is going to happen. They went surfing. Those idiots went out in the surf.
They walked a mile to get to the
They
surf.
went out with, oh look, now we can go into shallow water. Right?
So you see this kind of behavior, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Here's what's sad. There's so many stupid people running loose. And a lot of them are in, they're actors and everything else. And maybe we're not the brightest either. But we've made a big deal out of the really stupid. And we have events for them. And the Academy Awards is one of those events. You've been to a award show?
Sure.
It's very boring.
Yeah, it's the adult. People say, "Oh, I want to go to an award show." I go, "You couldn't even sit through it."
Why does Jack Nicholson go every year? What does he find so interesting there? What is it?
I don't know. I asked
Well,
him. They said
his ass.
he went because he was a presenter this year. I said, I think
He's always presenting, though.
Yeah,
They invite him every year, and he says yes.
he likes the attention.
And if they're such great actors, why can't they read the cards or be natural? Even the
You're
guys
right.
from Knocked Up were terrible.
You're right.
They were no good. They
What is
weren't
it?
funny.
Is it the writing or is it the?
It's that guy with the curly hair who's a fucking hack. The gay writer guy. What's his name?
I don't know.
Every year they.
Bruce Valanche?
That asshole.
Is he ruining the
He
awards?
couldn't. I want to tell you something. If he rewrote the fucking Bible that had no members of the goddamn Christianity, it'd be over. He is the worst writer in America.
Bruce Valanche?
Of course he is.
I don't know the guy.
Did you laugh
know
at anything anybody said?
No.
How about when Steve Carell came out and thought, what's the pretending? By the way, when you tell a joke,
Yeah.
when you say something funny,
Right.
you're saying it and you're hoping for a reaction.
Absolutely.
Jon Stewart acts like we've already laughed before he's spoken. It's like, you're already laughing no matter what the fuck I say is hysterical.
Well, he's used to getting his ass kissed. I mean, he gets a lot of
I'm sure he's a
accolades.
nice guy and all.
Right.
And I'm watching and going, John, could you give me a fucking second so I can see if it's funny or not without you going, what I'm going to say is so fucking funny. You know, I mean, Lewis Black tells a fucking joke and then you laugh.
Right.
Right. So I'm watching the whole thing, and then he pretends he's playing tennis with some little girl.
Jon Stewart.
Right. And we come back from commercial, and he goes, "Oh, you caught us."
Yeah.
Thinking that's like in the high school you do that shit.
In other words, Steve Carell did the same sort of thing. He starts to read the thing, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing."
Oh my God! What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's hacky. It's hacky.
Average American thinks it's stupid.
Well, the ratings are down. They're lower than ever.
Yeah.
You know
Look,
this.
I'm not helping myself either. I mean, this is probably why but nobody gives a shit either. But
what do you hate about Spielberg?
Oh, please. How about the gay guy that wanted to fuck you? Remember that guy? Once he'd have seen that hairy ass, he wouldn't have run for 100 miles. Must have hair everywhere.
You're very angry, but I think rightly so.
Why shouldn't I be angry? You've seen me in a movie lately?
Did you notice that?
by Hollywood, yes.
I know. I haven't seen you in a movie, and you're quite good at it.
Yes.
Now, this Marion, what's her name? Cotillard.
Oh, my God.
What?
Edith Piaf. Except for the rice, what did she do for us?
What is
the name of the rice?
She won Best Actress.
La Vie en Rose.
What did she do? You tell me right now. Hold it. I'm going to ask anybody. Who is Edith Piaf? Why do we give a shit?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Why? In other
Well, it
words,
wasn't an American movie. It was a French movie.
But
they supposedly loved her.
They have been writing books about her. They have been talking about her for years. She was married to a boxer who died in a plane crash.
Yeah.
She once peed on stage.
Yeah.
She peed on stage.
She peed on stage.
Why?
I have no idea.
She was a real mess.
I don't know.
a
She
mess.
was incontinent. I don't know what her problem was.
The original Jackass.
So this woman wins about no one will ever see that movie. It's a foreign movie.
Right.
She shouldn't even be in the Academy Awards. I don't get it.
It was rather depressing to me that not one American.
What is wrong with the American actors?
Are American actors worse?
Why don't we start the immigration thing by throwing them out? I don't want a Canadian taking my job. I don't want a Mexican actor taking my job. I don't want a French actor taking my job. I'll vote for whoever says throw those assholes out first.
When is the last time you were in a movie? I mean,
I know I have a movie, this Pool Boy movie coming out with Warren Zide. Yeah, the guy that did American Pie. I made fun of it last time. He got all upset. Yeah. But I think my son's going to do the music, and I'm going to be in it and everything else. It was fun. We did it in New Orleans.
Pool Boy.
Okay.
Pool Boy, it's called.
All American cast? No.
No. Miss Playmate of the Year from Germany is in it.
All right, but that's understandable.
When you bring breasts from overseas, that's okay with me.
Nobody cares about that. Now, you got to check out Jay's radio show. Believe it or not, Jay has a radio show here.
And he apparently has
By the
a lot
way,
to
I have
say.
nothing to talk about now. This is my whole show.
Yeah, this was the show for the day. He's on weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on Sirius Stars. That's channel 102.
Right.
The Jay Thomas Show, and it's quite good. Yes, Ralph, go ahead. You're on the air with Jay Thomas. Oh, let's see. Ralph,
now, you know
are
what?
there?
I try and wonder, do I talk like this because I'm really angry, or am I really just observing what I've seen over 30 years as an actor and in Hollywood? And I mean it. I've sat on so many sets, and I've done tons of I've done like 300 TV shows.
You have.
You'll be sitting there, and you'll be talking to someone, and you're about to do a scene with them, and they are so uninteresting that you can't believe that you're in the room with them, and they are telling you that they don't know whether they're going to go to their therapist or they're afraid to miss their macrame lesson or whatever the fuck they do, and they chant and they do all this shit. And I don't want to be there with them. They're unfucking interesting.
You're saying that most actors that you worked with, uninteresting people. That, in other words, they're empty.
Right.
They're empty vessels.
And they're fucked up.
My kids are both right now tonight. Both my boys could act tonight. My youngest one could be in a sitcom now.
Right.
I know it. It's not hard to act. It's hard to get the friggin' job.
Right.
So I tell them both, be anything else, a doctor, an architect, or whatever, then go act.
Right.
But by the way,
I want you to name one. I want you to
tell
name...
me what Queen Latifah could do if she wasn't an actress.
Right.
What the fuck could she do? What could...
Rap.
No, but if she didn't do that, if they didn't have show business, what could... At least I could sell real estate or teach a fucking class.
You are a multifaceted guy. There's no question about it.
it drives me nuts.
You're not the typical actor. You're brave.
Jay makes a good point, because I started to root for the music this time around. You know, I used to be against the music when they'd be up there giving their speeches, but there was a woman, she was winding up to be the most boring human being on earth, and they started playing that music.
Poor
I
darling.
said, thank God.
Right.
You're a brave guy.
Oh, you mean get rid of him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Jay, you're a brave guy. Name the most boring actor you ever worked with. The guy who you said, my God, this guy is
He's
an empty.
like wallpaper drawing.
He's an empty slate.
Ted Danson.
No. I made a
Murphy
mistake,
Brown.
and when I thought it, I made a mistake. Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear.
He's the dumbest.
Not dumb. I worked with him in a movie called A Smile Like Yours.
Right.
I was positive I was going to be the next big star. In Hollywood.
Right.
Once again.
I looked at him and I
You're not
thought
that bright either.
he was exactly right. He was on Talk Soup and he had done the movie. And the second movie he did, I was in. I played his best friend.
Right.
I sat across from him doing these scenes, going, What is this?
Right.
We'll never see this guy again. So I was totally incorrect.
Right.
He's a very nice man.
Right.
But as I sat there, I would call my friends and go, man, oh man, I hope this guy doesn't get in my way. You know? I hope he doesn't hurt
Is he
me.
one of these guys? Is he
Very
one of
nice.
these guys you describe as like you're in a conversation and it's just dull? I mean, there's just nothing happening.
I never met Brad Pitt, but I imagine that would be the description also. Because writers, and by the way, I think Greg Kinnear's career turned out great.
Greg Career.
And it's
He's
unbelievable.
done very well.
And he could act his ass off.
Right.
I made a huge mistake. But,
who is the most arrogant? The arrogance.
The guy on Special Victims Unit.
Belzer?
No, no. The guy that was on Oz.
Maloney?
Chris Maloney.
Yeah, arrogant, huh?
I'm in the makeup chair, and I don't think the shows are any good. I think CSI sucks. I think they're all terrible.
Right.
So I'm in the makeup chair, and it's kind of new. The show's kind of new. It's on a year or two, and Maritza Hardigay or some
That's
shit.
Law and Order.
You know,
Okay.
the people that really act in those shows are the character actors who make $150 a day. Right.
Right.
And the rest of them go, well, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you not do it? Is there an eyeball on the street? Whatever the deal is.
Right.
So I say, Jesus Christ, the guy that was on Oz that broke people's necks when they were going down on. Remember those
Right,
scenes?
yeah, he
They'd
was
suck
an
his
angry-
dick, and then I said, my God, he was on that show, and now he's on this. And she goes, what are you talking about? I said, how embarrassing. She was embarrassing. That's a huge deal that he was naked on TV and fucking people up the ass in a prison. And I'm going, what? He's a huge fucking star. So I go in there. I work my ass off. I cry. I'm burning my mother with cigarettes, whatever the fucking thing was they had me do. Right. I turned it down twice because they wanted me to be a pedophile. And I said, I don't want to fuck a kid up the ass on national television just yet. So
just yet.
I do the scene, and I bum. All right, cut. And I think, you usually go over and go, wow, as the star of the show. Right. Wow, that was terrific. He left the room. See you later.
Wow.
And I said, gee, what's that all about? And I said, I guess he did that to... And then who's the other
Maybe
guy?
you didn't do that well.
Yes, I did, you prick. And who's the other guy? Ice Cube? Who's on the other?
Yeah, Ice-T.
Ice-T. He's another one. What is he, a fucking movie star, Ice-T? He doesn't say anything to anybody.
In other words, when you're there and you're visiting a set,
They should kiss the character actor's ass. They're making no money. They're crying. I'm a man of the people.
Right. No, but you're making a good point. In other words, a star shouldn't be so carried away.
Man of the people.
Yeah. A guy should.
By the way, when they gave the thing, the sound mixing Academy Award, Fred should. It's putting sound effects in a movie. They gave him an Academy Award. I almost vomited.
I'm glad somebody said that. Because,
Projectile vomiting I almost had.
I mean, not that what I do is all that great, but I'm looking at now what they do with motion pictures. There's computers. There's this. They've got 4 guys all working faders.
I'll never work again after this appearance.
Everyone is very
angry
Yes,
and everybody's
Gary.
overlooked.
The guys out there are telling me that Jay's got a pretty good story about going on an audition and thinking he was going for another genre. He went to go do a drama, but he thought it was a comedy.
No, in front of Ivan Reitman.
What happened? Ivan produced my movie.
I know he did.
He's a great guy.
Happened?
I went up for a movie, maybe it was Legal Eagles or something years ago.
With Deborah Winger.
Oh, Deborah Winger and all. This is a long time ago. I was in the movie. Ooh. Oh, no, I got a part. So I go in, and it's a guy who's in a courtroom, and he'd stolen televisions and stuff, and so they're grilling him, and all of a sudden he breaks down or whatever, and he confesses. And it was part of the thing where the lawyers weren't that good, and then some big thing happened, and they had to really be good. So it's Ivan Reitman, Ghostbusters and shit.
Ivan's the biggest.
So I go in there, and I do this wild fucking audition, and I'm being funny, and Ivan stops and says, this is a drama. I read the whole fucking script and thought it was a hysterical comedy. Right?
you didn't read it the right way.
Apparently not. So they said, would you like to go outside and think about it and come back?
Settle down.
So I go outside and I hear guys in guns fucking crying and shit. So I pull the fucking hairs out of my nose to get tears in my eyes or whatever you have to do. I don't know how actors do it. They pull hairs and they do things. I'm poking myself, throwing salt in my eyes. I go back and I stole the fucking TVs, and I cried. So then they call back and they go, they hired you, they gave you a part. I said, wow. They said, well, you're not going to get that part, but you're going to play a smart ass waiter at a restaurant when Paul Newman comes in to have this meeting with this guy, and they give me all these lines, and they said, look, I said, I don't want to play a fucking waiter. No. You're going to be kind of smart ass. It'll be great for your tape, and you and Paul Newman. When I get there, of course, whatever I was supposed to say was completely cut. And I ended up delivering coffee, and extras were asking me for water and shit. Oh, yeah.
Poor you. You don't get any respect.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what I did to Ivan Reitman.
What'd you do?
Did you get a scene with
I'm
Paul
with
Newman?
my kooky kid who's like, at the time, 6 years old, and we had just come back from a therapy session, and we're out in front of a mall. I'd taken him to something. And I have this, I don't buy great cars. So I have an old Toyota hatchback.
Right.
And I had a switch in it so you couldn't steal it, and I could flip the switch, you couldn't start it.
Right.
So my son and I are waiting for our car, and here comes Ivan Reitman and his wife in matching brand new $150,000 Mercedes. His little girl sits next to my son.
Right.
My son looks at what she's bought or something. She pulls her bag back, and she's like rude to him, right? Mm-hmm. I hear Reitman and his wife say, we're in a big hurry, we're in a big fucking hurry, this and that and the other. Here comes my car.
Oh, boy.
I get in the car and I flip that little switch and I go, and my car suddenly wouldn't start for like 20 minutes.
So you made them late.
Of course I did.
You didn't have your kid choke Ivan's kid, though, right?
Now, by the way, Ivan Reitman, I could have been a pile of dog shit in the middle of Sunset Boulevard. He had no idea who I was.
Right. Well,
and my little boy
star.
kept saying, Daddy, I think you hit that button under the dashboard. I said, shut up. Shut up. Hey, I tell you what, here's $5. Go strangle somebody at the sandbox.
If you could have your son strangle any celebrity, I mean, kill them.
No.
Would you?
No.
Who would it be?
There's no celebrity I want my son to kill. By the way,
if you could kill any celebrity, who would you want?
There's no celebrity
off the planet.
No, I'm not kidding you. There's no celebrity. I think if Johnny Knoxville had really gotten an acting career, I think he'd have been right up there.
He would have been really mad.
Did anybody see the great Louisiana movie, All the King's Men?
I missed that one.
Oh, Johnny Knoxville had a dramatic part in it. Okay.
How'd he do?
Terrible. He was the worst. Thank God.
Do you like at least when he does those stunts?
I like when he gets kicked by a mule and shit. Yeah.
You don't like that. All right.
You know what? Why don't they die, those people?
I don't know.
They don't
They're
ever
amazing.
die. Yeah.
It's amazing. I just saw a tape of Johnny jumping something.
Who's on the phone, by the way?
That's Ralph. Ralph had a question. Go ahead, Ralph.
Hey, a couple things. First of all, you're wrong about Jon Stewart. He was really good on that on the Academy Awards. But it's great to hear.
Wait a second. I had an opinion, and then you call me and tell me that I'm wrong about my own opinion?
Yeah, you are.
Well, you might have thought he was great. I think that he thinks he's so hysterical that you're laughing prior to him speaking, and I just said, just say the joke, and we'll decide whether it's funny or not.
I got to tell you, Jay, I've seen you work a crowd live to do a stand-up kind of situation. I think you'd be a terrific host for the Academy Awards. Oh. I think you could handle it.
Wait, who the fuck is Ralph? Oh, in the background. Who is Ralph?
No, I'm going, because you want to know something? Jay would be funny, but they couldn't handle it. Hollywood could not handle it.
I saw Jay at Don Buchwald's birthday party. He killed.
Think about that.
He would be the funniest.
Jay, we'd love you to do the Academy Awards. What have you done like it? Don Buchwald's birthday party?
Well, if you could work that, if you could make that funny, you could do
I do play big rooms and stuff. I'm always positive I'm not going to be funny, and I do what I'm going to do, but I don't think it's going to be. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to do it and let people decide.
But if your premise is that anyone in the world could be an actor, why are you upset when Johnny Knoxville becomes an actor?
Good point?
Because it's not. Shut the fuck up, Ralph.
All right, Ralph. Goodbye.
Good point.
All right, I'm done with him. Yeah.
Because in one way,
annoys everyone.
Oh, it's so hysterical.
You know what? I'll tell you something, and I know, and I'm sure all actors are like this. And I have a lot of friends that aren't working.
Go ahead.
You can't watch something and watch somebody do it, and you really want to be there. It's impossible.
Right.
And so when it happens, and they haven't gone through like the little. Like
the trials and tribulations.
Right, and I mean this about Greg Kinnear. I was absolutely wrong about the guy, right?
But you were upset. He was the host of Talk Soup, and all of a sudden now he's a big deal.
Exactly.
You had paid your dues. You had done radio. You had taken acting classes.
Even now, it's like you really wonder, but there is no reason for it. People say to me on the street...
Were you upset with Heath Ledger when he died? Because
I could give three shits. Oh, poor Heath Ledger. 28, had everything in the world, and took too many pills and died. Fuck that guy.
By the way, they missed
Fuck
Brad
that guy.
Renfro in the whole rundown of who
He was a
died
nobody.
this
It'd be like if
year.
I died. Nobody gives a shit.
But I mean, you know, that's how they are out there. You know, Heath Ledger, if he hadn't just done, you know, hadn't had an Academy Award nomination, he wouldn't have been there.
So, Jay, what you're saying is a guy like that's lucky. In other words, you've been waiting for the big break your whole life.
No,
You
but
wanted
I've
the
had a
movie
ton of
break.
breaks.
Yeah, but
I've had every chance you can have.
Yeah.
And no one can say that I didn't get to every spot you can get to. There is no reason why people make it and no reason why people don't.
Right.
If you do stupid stuff and get caught drunk driving and all that, and you don't, okay, that's understandable. Except now, like Amy Winehouse, when they were giving her the Grammys, I said, this will cause, what this says to her is, you're a heroin addict, or wherever she is, it's okay. And we're going to give you awards. You saw what she did the other day? Tore the hotel room up
She
and
went
all.
berserk again.
Absolutely. I think that when you work with people and they just came off the drunk tank and shit, and you go, wait a minute, don't pay them full fucking fare and don't give them fucking awards and shit.
It encourages bad behavior.
Absolutely.
Josh, go ahead. You're on the air with Jay Thomas.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Jay is the biggest fucking asshole you've ever had on your entire show.
How can you say that?
That doesn't bother me because it's your opinion. So.
He's doing so great here. He's imparting
Yeah, I
a
mean,
lot of
he's
wisdom.
making some sense.
He's making some sense here today.
I've hurt
finally.
myself career-wise, but, I mean, how long do I have to wait for this thing to really take off anyway?
How old are you now?
I'm getting old.
Are you? Do you ever give your age, or you keep
No,
that?
never.
Never.
Because you still want those.
Leading man roles?
No. You know, there's always there's always that hope they'll let me play 50 again.
Right. Any chance of that happening, please give a call. Yes, Josh, what's your point?
Yeah, I think Jay is still bitter about getting kicked off Cheers, and that's why he changed his whole act to be a bad Kathy Griffith act.
Yes, I agree with that.
You're so out of line with that comment.
That doesn't bother me.
It bothers me. I don't like it at all.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't mind other people's true opinion. It doesn't bother me.
You are one of the few guests that refreshingly has answers for every question I give them, and you talk about your life and you talk about what goes on in Hollywood. It's very refreshing. Ian, you're on in Albany.
Hey now, Howard, how you doing?
Hey now.
I got two things. One,
Now, hey now, is that a big saying here?
Hey now, we love Larry Sanders.
Yes.
We love the Hank character.
Yes.
He always says hey now, and we
Right.
love hey now.
And you
We-
say hey now.
I say it in my personal life.
I
You
see.
I go hey now.
It's almost like the chant, Namneo Rangier.
What's funny about it is someone called me about a year ago and said, do you know that fucking Larry Sanders show rips off your hey now? I said, no. You have it all backwards. It's a tribute.
Ralph says it more than you.
Ralph says hey now.
Every 2 seconds.
Hey now.
Totally identified.
Now,
with
who
me
is this? Ian from?
This is Ian from Albany. Go ahead.
Hell
Ian.
yes, Ian from Albany.
One, I just want to thank Artie for helping to save my life. I had a bad opiate addiction, and him bringing up Subutex, I looked it up on the internet and went to my doctor and got Suboxone, and I've been clean now for a while. So thank
You took
Artie.
something that makes you stoned, but it's not an opiate.
Right.
It blocks the high. It doesn't get you stoned.
Why would you want to block a high?
Well, because you get high too much.
Really?
Yeah. When you're getting high on heroin, you need something to
Really, to block it? I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
God,
glad.
are you on heroin, really?
I was.
Jesus, that's wild.
Want to get out of the room now?
No, that's crazy.
All right. Ian,
heroin
what
and
is your
shit. I
point?
love all that.
Have you ever done heroin?
Did brown? You know what brown is?
What is
You
that?
mix it with gunpowder. You mix either heroin or coke with gunpowder and you snort it.
God, I've never.
Why would you do that?
They do it to the kids in Africa before they send them out to, kill people.
What does the gunpowder do?
it makes them want to shoot, I guess. I don't know.
Seriously, do you ever heard of mixing?
I know. I never heard.
Brown.
That sounds like something like Skinner would do on the road.
I had one of those. I had a kid on. He's like famous now, who was one of these little murderous children, one of these murderous African kids, and a woman in Ohio adopted him. He's like a college student now, and they're saying the book may not be true, but we had him on, and he talked about they would load him up with brown, which was cocaine or heroin or something, and gunpowder, and then indoctrinate him, and it's like blood diamond.
Wow.
Yeah, brown. All
right.
Wow.
Ian,
Ian, don't try that, okay?
Ian, if you had a point, what is your point?
I just wanted to also say how refreshing it is to hear Jay come on the air and truly speak his mind instead of this canned bullshit that celebrities usually say.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's not helping me. And Don doesn't like my wife.
Keeping your mouth shut hasn't helped.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, so maybe go this route. That's it.
Try this for a while.
All right, let's
I used to make fun of Robin Williams, and then I heard they were redoing the Mork and Mindy movie, and I've said he's the greatest guy in the world. I'd give anything to be Remo Da Vinci one more time.
That Remo Da Vinci character. Do you know that that's my code name when I stay in a hotel, Remo Da Vinci?
It's the greatest name in the world.
Absolutely. Don't use that name, Robin.
All right, I can't.
All right, listen, Jay Thomas, you are a fresh breath
It's always
of air.
fun to be here.
Air what?
Thank you.
You're a breath of fresh air.
I am not joking, though, about thinking of Fred the other night when they were doing the sound effects.
Yes.
I thought, well, this is like Fred winning it, which Fred would deserve an award because of the longevity he's had.
I thought Fred blew it yesterday when I asked him to do the impression sound
We put
effects
the spotlight on him.
of me masturbating quickly. He choked a little bit.
There's no sound effect of that?
Well, he
Can you do it today, Fred?
Yes. Fred, I'm going to slam.
What is it?
It was, no, not that.
What is that?
I said, Fred, I slammed the door. I began to jerk off, and I came in 3 seconds. And he was a little slow on it. So, Fred, redeem yourself now. Go ahead, if you would. There you go. All right, that's it.
Academy Award nomination.
So, Jay, how'd it go in there?
You know, it was like talking to a friend on the telephone. You know, I mean, it doesn't help your career any, but it's fun.
It seemed like you had a lot to get off your chest. What's with all the negativity?
You know what I like about you? You're so insignificant, and then you make comments about people. I have nothing to get off my chest. I had a very nice time in there. It's like talking to someone on the phone about people that had no interest in helping me anyway. So then how can I hurt my career if they weren't going to do anything for me before? Then fuck them now.
So you might as well just say it.
But not just say it. They don't give a shit that I said it anyway. And they're probably not even up this early. I never say things in the middle of the day like this. I don't wait right early.
And I'm the former owner of the big escort agency, New York Confidential. I'm pretty sure I'm here to talk about Elliot Spitzer, what a $5,000 an hour call girl is like, expensive escort agencies, and anything that Howard would like to talk about.
So you're going to give Howard some really good insight into this world, so to speak.
Absolutely. If anyone could give insight into this world, it would probably be me.
All right. Looking forward to it, Jason. Thanks.
This guy called us yesterday. His name is Jason Itzler. I said, hey, bring him in. He was busted by I guess he's still the governor, by Governor Elliot Spitzer for a prostitution ring. Jason Itzler spent 2.5 years in prison for running a call girl ring. Hey, Jason.
So you're saying Spitzer shouldn't go to jail?
Well, he's just here to gloat. He spent 2.5 years.
Look at him, Mr. Pimp Daddy with his fur coat.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Pleasure to meet you, Howard.
Nice to meet you. So, Jason, just give us a background. What was the name of your escort service?
It was New York Confidential.
New York Confidential. And how long were you running this thing?
Approximately 2 years.
2 years. How'd you get into that business? You seem like a nice sort of nebbishy guy. I don't understand how you get into something like that. How do you get the girls together? If a guy wants to go into this business?
You don't look like the typical pimp. I don't think you're beating women with your shoe.
No.
How do you get into something like this? Tell me.
I was checking out Craigslist a couple of years ago.
Right.
And you look at the men seeking women, women seeking men, the casual encounters. And I noticed all these girls asking for money. It seemed to be a new trend that it was okay to do the escorting thing.
Right.
And I thought, if there's a new trend, I'm going to jump in early and do very well at it.
How old a guy were you when you were doing this? You seem like a young guy.
I'm 41 now, thanks.
Right. But what were you doing up until then?
I was 34.
Were you doing a regular job?
I went to law school when I was younger, graduated. I'm an attorney. Started a phone sex business in Miami when I
started law school.
It's weird. I mean, you were an attorney. I mean, you know the laws and stuff. It's you would think you'd
all of a sudden you thought asking for money for sex was okay.
I thought, you look at the Manhattan phone book and you see 2 inches of escort ads.
And you say, hey, there's a loophole. In other words, don't call it prostitution, call it escorting. And they're really the girls are being paid to escort the guy, not for sex.
Like for the date, not for the sex.
I thought at the time, if technically no one talked about sex and, a transaction was done, you're paying for the woman's time and companionship, and everything would be okay.
Were you doing crappy at the law business? I mean, were you just like kind of not
tired of chasing the ambulances?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of law were you doing?
My dad, growing up, was an attorney.
Right.
So I never wanted to be an attorney. I didn't know what to do with my life after George Washington University, so I went to law school.
Right. So you're a smart guy.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't get into GW.
Some people would beg to differ because of Rikers Island.
Did you pass the bar?
No, I never took the bar. I started a phone sex company my first semester of law school. My goal was, when I get out of law school and I have to support myself, have a big company. It worked out.
Can you make a lot of money in the phone sex business? That's a tough business, right? Because there's a lot of competition.
Yeah, I did great. I was grossing about $2 million a month, netting like maybe $150,000, $250,000 a month.
Wow.
It was awesome business.
Huge money. Phone sex. Like, did you have any gay sex lines or straight sex lines? Did you have it all?
No, I just specialize in regular vanilla.
Straight sex.
Well, not even sex. Kind of like lonely people and talking.
Wow. And you could you could net $250 a month.
A month.
Some months. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So
That's
why
huge.
did you want to branch out?
Wait a second. Why? Yeah. But first, why were you so successful with the phone sex business? I mean, what was your specialty there? I mean, why
Advertising?
you?
What did you do?
Yeah.
I came up with, I couldn't make money in the phone sex business when I started. Someone gave me $100,000. We became partners. And after 2 months, the phone never rang once. And I was down to the last $20,000. I got frustrated, probably smoked a joint or something, cleared my head, grabbed a magic marker and Penthouse Magazine, Hustler Magazine, all these magazines. I went through it and I circled every ad that maybe I would call because my phone never rang for 2 months.
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, what would get me to pick up the phone?
Right.
And I realized, maybe because I'm Jewish, I don't know, but every ad that said the word free, I circled.
Right.
So if I was led to believe I was getting something for nothing, I would pick up the phone, theoretically.
Right.
I put that into practice, and I grossed $400,000 immediately that month.
Right, because you give a little something for free, get people hooked in, and then they pay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Are you into phone sex? Do you enjoy it yourself?
I never made a phone sex call when I started the business. I was watching these late-night commercials. Remember years ago there were late-night talk line commercials?
Yeah, the party lines.
And they were $4.99 a minute or $5 a minute. And I said to myself, $5 a minute times 60 minutes is $300. What the heck do these girls get paid to do this? I bumped into a girl at a Solid Gold, one of the strip clubs down there. She said she did phone sex part-time. I said, well, what do they pay you? And she said $10 an hour. And I knew I had to get into that business because the difference between $10 and $300, there's a little room for error and still make a living.
You're not kidding. And so tell me the truth about phone sex for a second. Isn't it true that when you call a chick on phone sex, sometimes it's a guy?
Well, no. I didn't think you were going to say that. They're almost always fat and ugly.
Right.
Because their fantasy is to be this beautiful girl that they are on the phone.
Right. Hot chicks don't really know how to give good phone sex. Fat chicks do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, give it to me, and all that kind of stuff.
But they're never dudes.
But they're never dudes?
No. I mean, I can't vouch for the whole country, but mine were never dudes.
You never use dudes?
I don't see any reason to use a guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's enough women who'll do it.
Now, did you do all the auditions for the girls? You'd have to, check them out and see if they could do phone sex, right?
Yeah, what I would do is spin around in my office chair, not look at them, and say, where did you go to high school? What did you study? How old are you? So I could just hear the voice and not be influenced by what they actually look like.
Right. And then that's how it works. So if you're making that much money in phone sex, which is legal, why go to the call
Dark
girl
side.
thing? I guess it just was it greed? I mean, you said I could make more.
Life has its ups and downs. I made a lot of money with the phone sex from the age of 22 to 30. I was factoring my receivables in my business. I would gross a certain amount of money, and a bank would forward me my money quicker, and I paid ridiculous interest. Tried to get rid of this relationship at some point. Got in a fight with a person much wealthier than I, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and I lost $20 million of net worth at the age of 30.
You lost $20 million. I'm not sure I understand why you lost all this money. I mean, if you're making the money, you put it in the bank.
I think he was living the high life, and he was borrowing against what his future earnings would be.
You were living above your means. Is that fair to say?
Well, I was spending about $150,000 a month on lifestyle throughout my 20s.
What were you spending it on?
It was within my. I had an Aston Martin. I had a couple homes. I never let anyone pick up the tab when I took people to dinner.
Right.
You know, it adds up.
You were the man.
I was having a great time. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So you get into the call girl business. And what was the name of your business again?
New York Confidential.
New York Confidential. And you became like the biggest guy around, right?
Yeah.
So Spitzer, our governor, who now you're smiling now because he put you in prison for 2.5 years. He was the guy, right? It does strike me.
All you had to do was give him a couple of freebies.
Isn't it weird to you that our governor would go after a prostitution ring when he himself is into prostitutes? Like, you think he'd say to himself, "Look, I'm not going. I could look into a million things today. I'm not going to look into a prostitution
I don't even think that's
ring."
a crime.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it? What do you make of that the governor went after you?
I mean, I have a good sense of humor, so I think it's funny in a way. I mean, this guy, it was such a ridiculously overzealous prosecutor, and basically, if you watch interviews of him over the years and his wife, he's basically talking about, you know, I live up to a higher standard, so should you. So, I mean, he's a hypocrite. He's a terrible hypocrite.
Yes.
What he did is not terrible. Guys do it all the time. It's no big deal.
Right.
But the fact that he, with that attitude of his, did this is disgusting and bothers people. But it is hysterical. Eventually, people will laugh.
Did you know anything about him using prostitutes? You didn't have. There was nothing in the industry.
Oh, believe me, if he knew,
him?
he would have used it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how did this guy keep it so quiet?
Yeah, how did the governor think he was going to keep this quiet? And explain to me how these transactions worked. He'd had to pay you guys. He'd have to pay a guy in cash, I guess, right, for his prostitute. Nobody's going to take.
Also,
a check.
have you thought about who would charge the governor of New York? Like, don't you give that guy freebies?
Do you think they knew he was the governor? They probably didn't know.
That's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know, this is why the governor probably has to resign. If you had the governor as a client, you would give him freebies
forever,
because then you have him by the balls, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you got him in your back pocket. Did you have high-profile, Johns?
I did, and I thought that nothing bad could happen to me because I was given these freebies left and right. But
did you have like judges, and who'd you have?
No,
like, what kind of clout did they have?
Had any politicians?
A little bit. I really had like wealthy people from across America and
Okay.
people with like maybe prestigious positions at foundations or this or that on top of being wealthy, self-made people.
Right. A lot of these prostitutes, I'm talking about the high-end prostitutes, the ones that get $1,000 an hour. Is that what you were basically charging, $1,000 an hour?
$1,000 to $2,000 an hour with a 2 or 3 hour minimum.
Right. So these are girls earning big money. A lot of them are famous, aren't they? Some of them have appeared on television. Some of them are high-priced models. Is that true?
I think they'd like you to believe that. Maybe occasionally they're high-priced models. For the most part, no.
No,
But they're just pretty girls.
The only famous ones would be the porn stars,
right?
That used to work for these porn star agencies.
And the chicks are super hot, right?
Oh, I mean, for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 an hour, she better be, or you're not going to come back.
Right. So they're tens.
And where do you find the girls?
Yeah. How do you get a 10 to come work for you? I mean, how do you spot them? How do you get?
Well, first of all, you don't have a. They don't come after you. Like a 10 doesn't say, I want to be a hooker or an escort or something like that.
Right.
You've got to somehow meet the girl, casually talk to her about it. And, I mean, it doesn't sound so nice, but try it once, see if you like it, you know.
Right. Go on a date with this guy.
Yeah.
See how things go. If you feel like having sex with him, have it with him, and that kind of thing, right?
So do you send them out with a trusted client, or who do you send them with?
The guys that can afford $2,000 an hour with a 2 hour minimum, girls really like guys like this. They're generous, they're movers and shakers.
Right.
Generally, I don't know. All my clients were fairly good looking and cool. Maybe that's one of the attributes that helps you become successful. I don't know.
Right, so they were attracted to the powerful guys.
They all made comments that the guys that they were seeing through New York Confidential were a lot hotter than the guys they were hooking up with on their own.
Right. So you begin to develop a business. How many women did you have working for you?
At the end, when I got in trouble, I think I had about 120.
Wow. And with the 120 women, you're
what
making...
What is the general schedule?
Well, now you're making a fortune, right? Like you went from making $250,000 net and $250,000 a month. What were you making at your best year at this?
Well, it wasn't
was
anything like the phone sex money. That was much better.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. And I didn't have to work. The phone sex business, I signed paychecks for 5 hours a week. I didn't even have to show up.
Wow.
It was like a vending machine.
So this was a worse job.
Well, no, this was fun. It was pretty cool.
Did you bang the girls personally? Did you have sex with a lot of them?
Well, I never asked a single girl at New York Confidential to sleep with me, so I only slept with about half of them.
No kidding.
If you're cool, they eventually they're going to attack you.
No shit.
You know that.
Well, because you're kind of the pimp.
Yeah.
Oh man! And when a girl
what was
is
their
good to you,
schedule like? Because I think that women would like to know if this is really a good industry to get into.
Yeah, because Beth told me, boy, I've been doing the wrong industry for a lot of years. When she read $5,000, she goes,
What's
man,
the schedule?
I could have been an earner. I said, well, yeah, I might put you out on the street. So a girl, how many times a day does she bang a guy? Like once, twice, three? What's
No, these are really nice, classy girls, and I think I treated them beautifully, considering what I was doing for a living. 1 or 2 appointments a day at the most, maybe 2 or 3 days a week working.
Wow.
No kidding.
That's a nice schedule.
Yeah.
What do you think, Robin?
I might go into this.
What could Robin earn? Let's be honest. Can she get? She got the big titties. She knows.
No, don't sell them.
I think we could do something on eBay with Robin.
And she's famous.
Pulling millions, maybe do a charity thing. I don't know.
So you get into the business. It's paying well. Why do you think you were targeted? Was it that you were too successful?
I had lawyers that filled me with a false sense of confidence.
Right.
One of them, may he rest in peace, was a dear friend of mine, and really filled me with confidence that I was going to be fine, and I could almost be a flamboyant kind of show-off.
So you went too high profile. Is that what it is?
Way too high profile. I did these titanium business cards that they say ended up on Bloomberg's desk. I don't know if that's true. And I did half-page, really loud ads in the back of New York Magazine.
Waving a flag, come get me.
Yeah. You stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Did anyone warn you and say, listen, I think they're looking at you?
I started shooting a reality show about New York Confidential for VH1. And at that point, I think everyone was like, what the hell is Jason doing?
Right, because didn't you call yourself the king of all pimps?
Yeah, I think I did joking around. I didn't really want to be known as that.
Right. But anyway, so when did you first learn that Governor Spitzer was looking into you? Like, you probably weren't even aware of Elliot.
He was the Attorney General at the time, right?
You probably weren't that aware of Elliot Spitzer, right? Until he started going after you.
Well, how could you not be aware of Elliot Spitzer in New York?
Right.
No, I mean, it came from left field. I didn't know they were investigating me, or I didn't know any of this was going to happen.
What do? They knock on your door one day and say, hey, we're investigating you?
Well, New York Confidential was all wired up with cameras that you could monitor the business from any PC anywhere.
Right.
So they broke in with probably like 30 officers, raided the place. I wasn't there, though. I was somewhere else. One of my employees saw it on TV, called me up and said, you don't want to go to work today.
When you got word, did you shit your pants?
I probably did. I mean, it's a couple of years ago now, but yeah, maybe.
And when you get word that, hey, they're what do? They say, hey, you got to show up because we're going to arrest you?
Well, I was, after they raided my place, my attorneys told me to lay low for a little while, so I hid in a nice suite in the Gansevoort Hotel for about a week.
Okay. And then did you say to yourself, did you have a moment, like an epiphany, and go, you know what, I'm not in this business anymore. God, if you let me out of this, I'm leaving the business. Did you say that? Did you make a vow? Did you pray?
I went to check out of the hotel, and when they were giving me back the credit card, 2 big Irish officers picked me up off the ground and carried me away, and that was the end of my freedom.
That was it?
Yeah.
You never saw the light of day for 2.5 years after that?
Right. And
how long after the 2 Irish officers pick you up do you go to trial and then you are convicted? How long does that take?
Well, I never went to trial. I took a plea bargain eventually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But it took 2 years to take a plea bargain.
Wow. 2 years you were in jail just to get the plea bargain going. And then those 2 years count as part of your sentence?
They ended up giving me 1.5 years as a punishment.
Yes.
But I didn't really get the paperwork signed until it was 2.5 years into it.
Oh, wow.
So you got did more time than you got sentenced.
I guess they owe me a year.
No shit.
But they don't look at it that way.
You should commit a crime that only has a year.
Right. Yeah, you're owed some time.
I want to find out what prison's like for you, because you seem like a kind of mild-mannered dude, and I can't imagine how you survived in there. But the fact of the matter is, you were so successful at pimping out these broads. One of the reasons I heard was because whenever you look at these ads in the paper, Robin, for these escorts, they always have a picture of a beautiful girl. And
Right.
9 times out of 10, that's like a lingerie model or something.
Yeah, that's not a girl working
Yeah.
for the agency.
You vowed to your clients that whenever you put an ad in the paper, it was in the actual girls that you might be getting, right?
Absolutely, and also I was delivering the ultimate girlfriend experience, GFE. You're familiar with that?
No.
Yeah, I told you about that. You can have,
Right.
like in Vegas, you can get she's like your girlfriend for the weekend.
Yeah, because Artie goes to hookers all the time, and he said that...
In Vegas.
Yes, only in Vegas.
Like, that means something.
Yeah. In Vegas.
Of course it does. I mean, I'm not out of control.
But you say,
Spitzer.
What did you pay for the weekend to have a girlfriend? Like, this girl hung out with him the whole weekend.
And acted like a girlfriend.
It was
She
like-
was his girlfriend.
Yeah, you know, we came to dinner and she spoke when spoken to, like broads used to be. That cost me $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap, right? For a whole weekend?
$3,000 for how many hours?
Well, she was with me the whole weekend. She slept in my room, and you know, Friday and Saturday, and I left Sunday.
Was she a quality girl or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she wasn't a 10, but she was like
Was she 7?
Yeah,
A hard 7?
like a sexy, something sexy about her. I was attracted to her,
Okay.
you know. But I know what you're saying. She wasn't a 10, no.
Yeah, you're saying a 10 for the weekend. What
How much does that cost?
So you were selling the ultimate girlfriend experience, as you call it.
I should tell you what that is.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's kissing, hugging, love, affection. Like the girl is totally acting like she's head over heels with you and you're her boyfriend.
Oh,
And
did
that's
you
really-
get that, Artie?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a much nicer experience than with the girl who says, "Don't kiss me," or gives a guy a stiff arm, or whatnot. It's like
Yeah, much
kind of the
nicer.
opposite of that.
Did the women ever sit you down and say, look, just between us, because, and by the way, we're talking to Jason Itzler, and he has a matchmaking website, which I'll talk to him about.
Another kind of...
It's called DNAdiamonds.com. I'll get to DNAdiamonds.com.
Like Millionaire Matchmaker, not the old stuff.
But Jason, did the girls ever sit down and say, you know, I just did Ultimate Girlfriend. I was with a guy I couldn't stand. You know, I had to kiss him and his breath stunk and he was just fucking gross. How does a girl, how do they get through that? I mean, do you ever coach them and say, listen, this is how you do it?
Think of the money.
I told them, I said, if you show up and the guy's really fat or smells or he's weird, come up with a lame excuse and I'll back you up and get the hell out of there. Don't take his money.
Okay.
And if you're in the middle of it and something happens, like you're just grossed out once again or whatever you just said,
right,
give them the damn money back and get the hell out of there.
Right.
No girl ever denied a client the whole time, and no girl ever walked out. When it's like $2,000 an hour, 2-hour minimum, and if you keep the guy each hour, it's ticking at $2,000.
Right.
I don't know. The girls really, I guess the money really gets them hyped up.
None of them ever came to you crying and saying, oh my God.
I can't do this.
I can't do this. I can't fuck these guys anymore.
Thank God, no. And thank God no one's parents ever came to me and said, my daughter works for you. How do
Right.
you feel about yourself? I never had to face that.
Now, did you ever have to deal with mafiosa types, like where they came, like you started to get very, very successful with this? Did anybody in the mob ever come to you and say, listen, pal, you're pimping, you know, this is used to be our thing?
Yeah, I got one day. I got a scary phone call from a guy from the Cavalcanti crime family out of New Jersey.
Whatever that is.
That's who the Sopranos are based on.
Yeah,
by the
exactly.
way.
Yeah, based on the Sopranos.
That's
And,
my neighborhood.
Other Italians that I was just friends with growing up and stuff, talked to them, and everyone left me alone. Maybe I got lucky. I don't know.
I see. So you were sort of blessed in that sense that no one really hassled you.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in like Fort Lee, Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, and
So you
just
knew some
kinda-
people.
Yeah, I think it neutralized and.
I see. And you would say to the girls as they would go out there, your mantra, so to speak, you'd say, girls, here's your mantra. You're seeing this guy for the ultimate girlfriend experience. Pretend you're a girl, you haven't seen your boyfriend in 15 months and you're in love with him. And just repeat that to yourself over and over and over again. Is that right?
You and I should have done New York Confidential together. We would have done great.
It's sort of like an acting assignment.
I'd be some pimp. So was that the mantra? Is that how you worked it?
I think it was a little smoother. It was, this is my boyfriend of 2 years and I haven't seen him in 3 months. This is
Okay.
my boyfriend of 2 years and I haven't seen him in 3 months. The focus was, though, this guy's paying silly, crazy money for you. Give him the best sexual experience of his life.
Are you married now?
I'm not.
Have you ever been?
I've been married 1.5 times. I've been engaged like 9 times.
1.5 times you've been married?
Like an annulment.
Oh, I see.
And why did somebody annul you?
Catch like you. Jail tough?
Jail's really tough because it's incredibly boring, and you know, some people would rather be dead than bored, and the food is atrocious. It's certainly an intentional punishment that they do to people, the food.
Right.
It's so bad.
Did you spend time in a county jail or did you go to a prison?
You were in Rikers, right?
Yeah, Rikers, which is really bad and disgusting. I don't know if you guys know or not, but jail is so much worse than prison. Prison is much nicer and
So
more...
that's the upgrade, going to prison.
Yeah, but you're in prison for years, though. So
Were you in prison with like other sort of like blue collar type? What do they call white collar type crime, or were you with hardcore prisoners?
I was the only Jewish attorney on Rikers Island.
Yeah.
I was one of like 8 Jewish people and one of like 37 white guys.
Did you ever get
it's
raped?
all Crips and Bloods and Latin Kings.
And no one beat you up the whole time there?
They loved the reason I was in there, thank God. You know,
I
like they
see.
used to grab me all the time and be like, you know what we'd do to you if you weren't the king of all pimps? You know how we'd take your stuff and beat you up?
Oh,
and,
really? So nobody raped you, nobody beat you up, nobody fleeced you for money, nobody shook you down?
No, nothing at all. I was lucky. It is a little rough there.
Oh, I bet it is. I'm sure I couldn't survive a day in there. That's pretty amazing. So when you were being the king of all pimps, you fell in love with one of the escorts, right? You fell in love with the top earner, Natalia.
Yeah.
Natalia. Okay, you fell in love with her. How'd you let that happen?
It wasn't like a typical romance. It was kind of like we were great friends, and a lot of the clients back then used to want the owner of the escort agency's girlfriend.
Right.
So it wasn't even like the most real relationship.
Right.
She was working all the time.
Once you get
hardly saw her.
busted, do these girls all go away? Did any of them stay in
Did
touch?
you hear from Natalia?
Yeah, I mean, Natalia's very sweet and kept in touch.
She did.
A lot of the girls sent me letters at the beginning, and then, you know, as the years took away.
Did any of them go to jail, or was it just you?
Just me. The captain went down with the ship.
Captain went down with the ship. You didn't give up any of the girls.
Now, were these girls, like, some of them had regular jobs that they went to when they weren't escorting? Like,
Yeah,
or
of
were they
course.
moms? You know, were there, like, women really leading double lives?
A typical girl would be like a Columbia graduate student, and she chooses, you know, New York Confidential to make her extra money.
Uh-huh.
So when Spitzer takes you down, does he show up in court to take you down, or does he show up at any of the meetings where you have a plea, he's not court, but plea bargaining type sessions, or he has someone else do that?
No, other people were doing it.
Right, so you never heard directly from him.
No.
But he was the guy who...
he was in charge.
He was in charge of getting rid of prostitution, and you were chosen. Were you the only guy brought down in that whole investigation, or were there other people as well?
I think they took down about 7 people within 3 months, 7 big agencies within 3
Right.
months of me going down. I think I was the only one that really played with it and had fun and
that's a lot
went
of
to
fun.
jail.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I played with the fact that I went to jail and got a little well known.
I see. So what was the game plan? I mean, when you heard the news, where were you when you heard the news? I don't know what that noise is.
No, what
Do you?
is that?
I don't either. When you heard the news that the governor had been basically popped for prostitution, what went through your mind? I mean, what was your reaction, and where were you?
I was a little bit shocked, but at the same time, no one knows better than me that the most powerful, wealthiest people in the world in America, they're horny people, and they like getting their hands on an exceptionally hot young girl and having fun, and no one knows about it. It's
Were you surprised that the governor, I read in the paper today that he perhaps wanted unsafe sex. He wanted blowjobs without a condom. Did a lot of the Johns want blowjobs without a condom?
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's not a...
But you didn't
unusual.
provide that.
No, nor would the girls really usually give that. If someone knew it's the governor, I would think some girls might make an exception.
For the governor, you do that. I mean, come on. I mean,
It's the governor?
Well, he's got a lot of pressure.
Or if someone could tip quite a bit of money.
Right.
You can actually pay people to doff that condom.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that every single guy paying this kind of money tries to do it without a condom, the regular sex.
They say the governor could be in real big trouble because the transaction occurred. It was a girl in New York being transported to Washington, D.C.
For sex.
Is that a big problem? I mean, you don't do that in the prostitution business?
I think, like, if they want to really build a big case against him, just soliciting a prostitute's not so big. But once they start laying on money laundering,
I'm wondering if that's
traveling
the
between
headphones.
states.
I'm sorry, there's a weird noise. Does everyone hear that?
Hey, they told me that a lot of times that's when a cell phone rings. Jesse, do you have a cell phone in your pocket by any chance that's ringing?
I have the volume up, but I have an iPhone.
Let's see. Turn down your iPhone. Maybe that's it. That took care of it, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. The hell knows.
Turn that thing off.
I'm definitely going to turn it
We're
off.
the only radio show that can't have a phone near our equipment.
Yeah, don't bring any new technology in here.
Yeah, maybe you want to tell the guests ahead of time. Let's see, is that off now?
Yeah.
Turn it off. There you go.
We don't know that that's it, Howard. We're just taking a guess.
Yeah, we're taking a guess.
People have been in with phones before, but maybe his is a weird frequency.
I don't know. What's the frequency, Kenneth? All right, so you, I forget where I was.
Now, he said something that's interesting. I find, like, with these broads in Vegas, everything's a negotiation. Like, you get the idea that if you want to do something without a condom, if you want to do this, that, the other thing.
You
if
bring
you
it
want
up
them,
and see what it costs.
I mean, they'll say, well, what are you going to do for me? It's sort of an unwritten rule. I mean, I don't know how much they tell the pimp what happens, but that's what I found.
Is it appropriate to tip the girl afterwards? They said the governor gave her $4,300, a $300 tip. Artie said you don't have to tip a hooker. Should one tip a hooker?
What is the decorum? Yeah.
Certainly anyone paying that kind of money for a service that's fairly simple shouldn't have to pay any additional money.
Right.
But some guys feel like an idiot if they don't tip. So I would say like 30 or 40% of people tip at that price level.
And how much are the girls getting of that $1,000 an hour?
They get 50%, half.
Okay.
I mean, isn't it amazing to you? How could somebody like the governor of New York State think that he's going to get away with this? I mean, it's almost insane, right?
And
it's
now
almost
they're
a death
saying
wish.
That they're going to start grilling his Secret Service people or his state troopers to see what they knew and when they knew. I mean, this is going to be ugly.
Seems like a death wish in a way, right?
It's self-destructive behavior, right?
Right. Absolutely. How often does a
Jason
client...
is certainly aware of that.
Yeah. How often does a client fall in love with one
Touché.
How often does a client fall in love? I'm talking about the Pretty Woman story where he actually takes the woman out of prostitution and marries her or,
Right, that's interesting. It doesn't happen that often.
Right.
But it happens with the type of girl that you're like, oh my God, is she awesome? Anyone would want, to marry this girl.
Right.
When you get your hands on a girl like that, people are trying to marry that girl.
Has that happened in your business? Guys took them out of
and
the business?
They married
and
a
that was it?
prostitute.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think if you're doing a very good job, you should be losing girls every now and then to people falling in love.
It's almost like a matchmaking service.
But now you look at them and you realize that your prostitute is like, a major socialite.
Should a guy, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a woman like rise up in social circles because she was a prostitute and she married the guy who was very wealthy, billionaire, and he made her into a society woman?
I mean, I think we suspect that happens all the time, but I think they're pretty good and they keep it on the down low. So I haven't really heard that confirmed.
I actually think I know of someone who was a former prostitute and married a billionaire and became a very, very sophisticated lady of society.
Wow.
I actually think I know of one, but
these girls
it's
are
not
learning.
Robin. Please stop with the jokes.
I'm not married to a billionaire.
Oh, you're not? Okay. So what a fascinating life story. I imagine now, in light of the governor, you are a in-demand kind of guest. Have you been interviewed by anybody? Are you ready to spill your guts with any new details and this kind of thing? What's going on in your life?
I like to think I'm a nice person, so if I do know of any old clients, I would never say their names.
I see. You're pretty good about that. You protect them. Do you have any muscle at all when you were in this business? Did you have to have guys who would maybe have to beat up John or something because they got rough with the girls? Nothing like that. Everyone
and in
behaved.
fact, at the high price level, you don't need someone to drive them or escort them.
Right.
It's those girls that are like $100 that you open your door, they're a train wreck, you close the door, and some big guy comes and says, you owe me the $60 ride fee or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a bachelor party chick.
Artie, when you get these high-priced chicks in Vegas, they don't have any sort of guy waiting outside
They don't come with
the
a
door.
guy.
I've never seen one, no.
Yeah, all right. And why did you try to commit suicide when you were in prison? Did you see no hope? Why? What
remember,
was
I told you earlier that I lost $20 million one day?
Yes.
It took a long time to make that $20 million. I didn't just lose $20 million. I was worth like -4 or -5 for a while.
Right. And when you're used to having that much money, all of a sudden it's very, very difficult.
Really hard. And my mom had passed away a year earlier, and I thought...
Did she know what you were up to?
Yeah, she saw me making millions with the phone sex company. It wasn't like sex or anything. It was 900 lines, talk lines, audio text.
Right.
Romance lines, single lines, some sex lines.
It's funny,
I think she was proud of me.
Guy who made $20 million, you say to yourself, you know what? Keep my nose clean, live within my means, and I'll be set for life.
And you said the phone sex business was a lot easier.
Yeah.
And legal.
I don't know why I didn't just go back into the phone sex business. I kind of felt like I conquered that. Now I'm going to do something new.
Yeah.
You need action, right?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
No, what do you do now?
Well, my new business is DNA Diamonds.
DNAdiamonds.com. What is that?
It's going to be the ultimate matchmaking company in America for wealthy guys, of course, who are good-looking and cool and fun and have a great vibe and beautiful
Guys like
women.
me, you mean?
Actually, yeah.
Could you be his first client?
He said great vibe.
Oh, great vibe. I don't have the great vibe, but I don't have the looks.
I want to be.
Other than that, I'm the perfect man.
I want to be the matchmaker for guys that would never think of going to a matchmaking service. They're too cool. They have their shit too together.
Right.
But in reality, if I do a good enough job with the girls, I could save them a lot of time and efficiency. And
So what you're saying is, with your connections, you know super, super hot girls, not hookers, but super hot girls.
Right.
And you'll say to a wealthy guy, look, I'll get you super hot girls. They're interested in
I'll
wealthy
save
guys.
you time.
And
You
I'll
don't
save
have
you
to go
money.
on the prowl.
I'll pre-interview them.
Right.
I'll find out by your criteria exactly who could be a perfect fit. You know I'm Jason Itzler, so you know she's going to be drop-dead gorgeous.
Can the guy be a little overweight? Let's say he weighs, I'm going to make up a number, 295. Let's say he's a little bit overweight. Is that okay?
How wealthy is he?
He's worth, let's put it this way, he can do a stand-up gig and get $75,000 a night. So you know he's got some dough. He's probably worth.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah.
All right, we can get.
No, wait. First of all, you got to tell me in the commercial who you're talking about.
I will.
No, honestly, what are you? Let's get. That sounds like an interesting business to me.
I mean, we think we have a customer for you.
Like what do you say?
What does he have to pay?
You need to go out.
It would be.
What would I need to be worth?
What would he need to be
let's
worth?
talk
Take a look at him. Stand up and let him look you over.
Give me a number. Give me a net worth that I would.
Jason, look him over.
He's cool. Look at how cool he is.
He's cool. All right, he's put on a few pounds.
A lot of invitations to great openings.
Yeah, I mean the dude.
No, you know what? He's a little overweight. He's got great personality. He's cool, nice looking. It would be fine. I just don't want someone that's like a train wreck that I get terrible word of mouth from the girls of what the heck is
Benji,
what
stand
am I
up.
doing?
Let him look at you.
No, Benji has no money.
I just wanted him to see a train wreck.
Jason giving you the card.
Look at that.
You're back in business,
a
Jason.
vintage New York.
Oh, it is. This is the
card
ones that
from-
might end up on Bloomberg.
Oh,
Back in
that's
the
the
day.
titanium.
Yeah.
So this new business sounds interesting.
I think it'll be really fun. Like, hopefully, I'm the guy that's going to put together these superstars into amazing couples and make people ridiculously happy. I'm like a happiness junkie. I'm always in these happy, fun businesses.
You're Mr. Party.
All right.
I like to have. Yeah, he likes to have a good time. I like to have a good time. A lot of
He
people
doesn't have
like to have a good time.
I don't
you know?
like to have
He
a good
does
time.
not like
No?
good
So
No.
when you heard the governor was going away, the man who put you in jail for being a pimp, you were happy, right?
You want to know the first thing I felt?
What?
I kind of almost liked him a little bit for the first time because it made him human. He was such a monster before, and now he's just like all of us.
Did you think at the time that he should have let you off the hook a little bit? I mean, like lightened up, like, oh, come on, I know I'm a pimp, but everybody uses hookers and all that kind of stuff. It should be
When
legal
I
anyway.
found out I was facing years for what I did, I was shocked. I had no idea.
Wow.
I thought slap on the wrist or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
bench warrant or something.
all right, well, there he is. His name is Jason Itzler. Jason was king of the pimps. The guy had the #1 escort service, the hottest chicks, high end. And our governor, when he was
Took him
attorney
down.
general, took him down, and now he's here to go, hey, look at me. I'm out of jail, and maybe you're facing some time. You can check out Jason Itzler's matchmaking website at DNAdiamonds.com.
You know, this may be another business that the governor needs from you.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
After Stilda gets finished with him.
You think the governor
Is
will go
it
to jail?
just me, or she's kind of cute, his wife?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
definitely,
Yes, absolutely. Nice looking girl.
Yeah.
So, by the way, how much do you charge guys on DNA Diamonds to match them
Well,
up?
admittedly, because I'm new at it, I'm charging the bottom of the structure, which is $10,000, unlimited dating for a year. It's my responsibility to get you in an amazing relationship.
Artie.
Wow.
So wait, you get $10,000, and then for a full year you start looking for dates for me, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've done my research on my competitors. It should take 3 or 4 dates before the typical person is happy and in a relationship. So it's not like it sounds.
But you'll have 3 hot dates before then.
Well, or 20, whatever it takes till you're happy.
Wow.
Wow, and $10,000 covers a year.
Hey, you know, you got me thinking, could Elliot Spitzer's wife be a successful escort, or is she too old?
Oh, my God. She would kick
Oh,
some butt. She
wouldn't
was
that
great
be
right now,
great?
especially at the moment right now. I think she'd be a very, very
Everybody's
hot.
calling for his wife,
Can you
right?
imagine if she became what if we found out she was an escort? That would be even better.
Or if she becomes an
It would
escort
be,
after this. That would be great.
You know, there's certain actresses that you hear, and obviously I'm not going to say any names, but there's certain actresses that you hear like more than a few times that they were complete, total whores before they. And I'm talking about big stars.
I know who you're talking about.
I mean, there's a few of them,
Right.
and I mean, I guess it's true, I don't know.
Well, that happens very often. All right, listen, Jason Itzler, thank you for coming in, telling us about your new business, DNA Diamonds, right, Robin? Fascinating, and a little look into the world of the king of the escorts.
Well, yeah, this was the kind of guy that the governor would have been calling.
I like this guy because I can relate to the fact that he's making all that money with phone sex, and it's like he's dying to have just fun. You know? Like this was more fun.
Do you miss the escort business?
It was ridiculously fun. I do. Of course.
No moral problems with it, sending the girls out, and you've worked that all out in your mind?
I mean, if someone says to me, would you let your daughter do it? I'd be like, no, but I don't think about that. So it was the most fun I've ever had in my life. It was incredible.
And your dad was okay with your business plans?
My dad passed away while I was on Rikers Island, unfortunately, but he did see me do New York Confidential, and I really did it in such a classy, elegant way, I think, that he actually was proud of me.
Was he a customer?
No, of course not.
All right, well, not only is he my dad, but he's a customer.
Yeah.
All right.
That would have been a great commercial.
That sure would. Are you kidding?
Jason.
Yes.
You weren't kidding when you said you had some serious insight into the business. I mean,
Oh, is that right?
that was some crazy stuff.
Howard is what a nice guy he is. I thought he was going to be a little rough on me. He was awesome.
No, he was very interested in what you had to say, definitely. Now that you've done some time, but now you've come out, you've done Howard now, and you've also got your own reality show. You're starting your new business. Do you regret ever getting into this in the first place?
Getting into New York Confidential,
Right? Because you did time.
I regret that I had to do 2.5 years on Rikers Island, like morally or whatever. I don't think I did anything that wrong.
Right.
I broke the law technically, but I didn't hurt anyone, or I'm okay with it. I can live with myself.
But the fact that you've gotten to where you are now, you're sort of back on your feet, but you had to go through all that. Would you? You mentioned you were a lawyer before that. Would you, get into the escort business again?
It's a question I couldn't honestly answer. I don't know, but I don't mind my position in life right now. I think DNA Diamonds, my new company, will do great, and I'm really excited and looking forward to kicking some butt.
Yeah, and getting Artie involved.
Absolutely.
Is he going to be the guy who just sets it off and gets it going?
Probably. I'll send people out on free dates or whatnot, and everyone will be happy.
All right, but you mentioned he can be part of your clientele. He's not too portly or too.
He is pretty portly, but he has other attributes that in aggregate make him an okay guy for the new New York Confidential, DNA Diamonds, whatever I'm going to call it.
Right. You mentioned that he's cool and he's got a good personality.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you guys think so too.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, good luck to you.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Aloha! Here's what you have to look forward to
on this episode of The Bonus Show.
The only thing sweet about Ronnie is his tooth.
Get the hell out of here!
Will gets bamboozled.
I don't like the bullshit when people try and pull fast ones.
Gary transforms into his alter ego, Techno Beaver.
And Fred reveals his inner canine.
I kind of look at myself sometimes as like a Rottweiler.
Aloha, Stern fans, and welcome to The Bonus Show, a weekly update of all the great behind-the-scenes moments you can't see anywhere else. I'm John Hine.
And I'm Rachel Fine, coming to you with a very special edition of The Bonus Show from Hawaii. Wow, that is a pretty strong breeze coming off the ocean today.
Rachel, you know what? You look really tan. Have you been laying out on the beach?
Thank you for noticing, John. Yes, I have. You look... We're shooting the show from the remote island of Kauai in Hawaii, one of the most amazing locations in the world.
I don't know. I've been to parts of the Jersey Shore that were just as nice, and there were rides. Here's a pissed off Ronnie Munn.
The bag, bitch.
Get
the hell out of here.
What's in the bag?
Stupid ass.
What are you doing, Rod? What are you taking?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What is that? Don't touch the camera. Don't touch the camera.
Dirty.
Taking cookies home?
Yeah.
Black and whites?
Yeah, right.
Or rainbow?
Yeah. Fuck the cookies.
Or the crawlers?
Fuck everything in here, okay?
What'd you grab? What'd you take, dude?
Don't worry about what I grabbed.
Arugula?
Don't worry about what I grabbed, okay? I don't tell you what to grab.
No, you don't have to.
All right?
It's in that bag right there. What is that?
Get out of here!
Rachel, would you like to go snorkeling over there? Snorkeling, yes. With you, no.
Come on, why not? Seriously.
Okay. One of Will Murray's biggest pet peeves, and he has many, is when he books people on the show under false pretenses. In this case, a listener named Neil was booked to play Stump the Buoy, and part of the deal was his hot girlfriend would strip naked if he lost. The day of the appearance, Neil showed up with a different girl who'd already gotten naked on the show before, and Will did not take kindly to this. Check it out.
It's not the same girl in the pictures. And this girl that's here has already gotten naked for other games.
For Winfred's money.
But it's not the same girl that he sent me pictures of.
And it's not the same girl that he sent me pictures of.
Does she? How do people hook up with her? Does she like advertise like I'll get naked for you on the Howard Stern show?
So why do you throw them out?
Yeah. Well, we have to get the money away. If anything, we should. We have to do the promotion. If anything, we should do it on the air. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, but once they get in here, we're gonna want to do it because. Does it go hot at least?
No.
You've been on the show a few times before, right?
I was here before.
Yeah.
For
what?
What?
Stump the Buoy.
I was up here. It was Winfred's money.
Yeah, she was up here for the contest before too.
Oh, for the camera?
Yeah.
So you've already done this before?
No,
Yeah.
she didn't.
That's what she just said.
She's been on the show before. Winfred's money.
She
Same
did
thing.
Fred's money.
Yeah, same.
What's up?
Yeah, I just heard how we're talking about it. When I called last week, that's where I left a message. The girl that I had a back, she's my backup. My girl backed out.
You didn't tell me that.
I left a message when I called last week with the guys.
You didn't tell me.
No, hold on. First of all,
You could have told me that yesterday
No, but
too when we
also,
talked.
she was on.
You can explain it to Howard. You can explain it to Howard. Neil, you can explain it to Howard. I don't like the bullshit when people try and pull fast ones.
Dude,
it's a fast one. It's clearly a fast one.
Dude.
You could have told me 7 times about this. So you can talk to Howard and see how it works out. Oh shit! That bitch left her guitar here. This fucking thing. You think you're a good musician? You fucking cunt!
As we all know, Howard's a really funny guy, but he does get some help when it comes to dreaming up the comedy bits on the show. We thought it would be cool to take you inside our weekly creative meeting so you can see the Stern Show geniuses coming up with brilliant material.
Anything else, Jason?
Nope.
All right, you?
First off, Jason's head has some of the worst whitehead zits.
Again?
I've been staring at the whole meeting.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Whitehead. They're so broken out. He popped one of them. Look, it's bleeding. That's grody. You gotta start wearing.
Don't touch me. You're disgusting.
Start wearing a yarmulke.
When's the last time you showered?
Richard. This morning, believe it or
I want you to
not.
pop it for me.
Should I pop it? Jason.
No.
You want me to pop
Go to
it?
the ones. Go to the archive footage. Enough.
Dan can pop it then.
Don't want Dan anywhere near me.
Does Clearasil make a shampoo?
Yeah, smells great. Should try it.
Okay. It gives me great pleasure to present to you all once again Mr. Gary Delabate as Techno Beaver.
Oh, Techno Beaver, oh yeah, Techno Beaver, oh, Techno Beaver, oh yeah, Techno Beaver, Techno Beaver.
Thanks, John and Rachel. Here's an item that I want to show everybody this week. It's called the Power Mat. Now, if you're like me, you have a lot of electronic devices, and they all need to be charged. Cell phones, iPods, Blackberries, iPhones, all that stuff, and the chargers are all over the place. This allows you to charge everything on one unit. It's called the Power Mat, and the way it works is you plug in the base unit here, and on this piece right here, this is my Blackberry, and if you can see on the back, there's a special door that goes on the battery that's got the Power Mat sort of charging thing on it. What I do is I take it, and I put it on the pad, and you can hear it make a sound. Take it off, put it on. Take it off, put it on. When it's on, the white light lights up in the front, and I know that it's charging. It also works for, say, my iPod. You can take my iPod or iPhone and put that, and then you just drop it right down there. And then for things that it doesn't have a battery door for, I wish I could show you better. My paws keep getting in the way. That's my cell phone. So this is an actual sort of charging unit right here. Plugs right in there. They've got all sorts of adapters. Put it right down. So right now, I am charging all of my stuff. I'm charging my my iPod, my Blackberry, and also, if I want to travel, they've got this great travel piece right here. Same thing, except you take it out, folds up, but it's just like the same base unit. You can take it on the road with you and charge all your stuff very easily. And the rumor has it that coming in their next generation this spring, this right here will be a regular door, and the technology that charges it will be built into the battery itself. All in all, I find this very easy to use, and I highly recommend it. Back to you guys.
Oh, techno fever, oh yeah, techno fever, oh techno fever, oh yeah, techno fever, techno fever.
That is one smart beaver. What is that unbelievable glare?
It's a pasty Pete.
Pete, what the hell are you doing in Hawaii?
I don't know. What the fuck? I make good money as an intern here. John?
Okay, why don't you just toss to the next clip and then go over there and fan Rachel?
Here's a clip with Beetlejuice and Sal. What the fuck? I don't know.
All right, so you want to play the game real fast?
I don't know what you're talking about,
Okay,
dude.
it's the opposite game. Like, for example,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to explain it.
Well, you can explain it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, the opposite of black is white. It's the opposite. The opposite of...
Well, that was opposite something black. Hey, that's you.
Right.
I ain't got nothing against fucking white people, all black people. The fuck I want to know about that shit for?
Okay.
That's fucking racist. Who wants to fucking know that shit?
You know, you got a good game. Let's play, you know what? Let's play the racist game. I'll give you a nationality and you give me the racist term. Like, what do you call a Jew? What's the racist word for a Jew?
Well, everybody is a fucking Jew, you fuck.
Back off a bit, Pete. Let's visit John Hine and the guys in the studio for the wrap-up show. This first clip features Sal making light of Robin's very prestigious charity award.
The closest I've been to Guatemala is probably the South Bronx. That's as close as I get to those people. I mean, you know, people, not those people. The Guatemalan people.
Right, those people.
And, you know, but it's nice that Robin went out there to help. And she deserves the Real Deal Award that she's getting very soon.
What does that mean when you say Real Deal Award?
That's what they call it. It's called the Real Deal.
Oh, that's the name of the award she won?
Yeah. That's what I believe what Steve Langford said. She's getting the Real Deal Award.
You seem skeptical about this award, Sal.
Do you?
Hey, look, she's been doing this for a long time, man.
God
helping
bless
out
her.
Women and girls and... No?
Yeah, sure.
Wait,
what you're skeptical that I mean, why accept an award? I mean, it's just like, come on. If you want to help somebody,
but
just
it's
do it.
it's helping this organization.
I think that's great. I have nothing against it. I don't know, it's good. Everything, anytime you help somebody, it's good. I think she deserves the Real Deal Award.
Robin, do you even care what Sal thinks?
I heard what Sal said, and I just want you to know that Sal's opinion of anything means nothing to me.
JD doesn't have a lot of pickup moves when it comes to the ladies. Here he is trying to make a point about his approach and then getting irritated and dropping the F everybody bomb.
I can make a first move.
Okay. What's your move?
I don't know. John, I'm not getting, that's very personal. So
That he's offended by.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, give us those lines.
No, I don't know. Because they all sound dumb and whatever.
Oh, tell us, please.
No, F you, Robin.
Well, you made a statement today on the show.
Want to come back to my place and watch the Criteria collection?
That could be a move, Gary. Out of context, it's very creepy, but in context, it could be a move.
Today on the show, you made the statement that anything you feel that anything.
Everyone, listen, I'm not fucking delusional thinking, I could, I'm not delusional thinking like, I don't know, fuck, never mind.
No, that's all right.
I hate not being able to make a point.
We love it.
I know you do.
And wrapping up the wrap-up show this week, we have Mr. Fred Norris explaining his zero-tolerance policy when it comes to protecting himself from verbal assailants.
Kind of look at myself sometimes as like a Rottweiler, I didn't put myself there, it just kind of happens. And it's like, people will stick their hand in the Rottweiler's mouth, and sometimes the Rottweiler bites a little too hard.
But Fred is not a malicious person, but he can be biting.
Oh, I've heard Fred, like somebody goes after Fred, makes the mistake of going after Fred on the show. There's no build-up. The first sentence, it cuts you in half. I mean,
there was a time with you and Rob, and I forget, it was when we were back but you went, like you skipped A, B, C, and D. It was so, you went right for the jugular.
She's probably one of the few people who has the uncanny ability to get under my skin in a very rapid way. And I think it's because we have like this love relationship, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, hey, come here, There you go.
I remember that. It was like, she goes, nice T-shirt, Fred, or something like that. Like, shut up, fat ass.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, that's the show. For Medicated Pete, John Hine, and myself, thanks for watching. Pete, you want to take us out Hawaiian style?
Sure.